Ball hit high in the air. Deep left field. Way gone.
Live by subscribing on our YouTube channel or listen on demand with the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
This show is always going to stand on principles. Dippin' Dots are incredible. Red Lobster is the best restaurant that America has to offer, and baked beans are trash.
You're listening to Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5 The Fan. Here's C-Dot.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Excited to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. And do we have a lot to get into? Tyreek Hill is in town. We don't know why Tyreek Hill is in town, but you know he is fanning the flames on social media. He's pulling up in the city. He's telling photographers, videographers to contact him to reach out. He wants to shoot a little bit of content. Tyreek Hill is back in the city. Kansas State basketball, they had Romeo Crennel energy yesterday. New coach back at home. They rallied and won one for the Gipper yesterday. There's a lot to discuss in today's show. You guys know where we have to start. Sometimes I like when there's nothing to talk about. That means nobody is messing up. There aren't a whole lot of games to react to right now. You know, we're not leading with Kansas State's win against Baylor. There really isn't any Royals news right now. The Chiefs, they're not playing. It should be calm. It should be quiet. Well, if there is one person that has made it their mission to break up the quietness that we currently have, it is one Rashee Rice. We'll get to that coming up in a bit, but I need you guys to do me a couple of favors. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Number two, I need you to tell one friend to check out the show. I would greatly appreciate that. And number three, and most importantly, I need you guys to hit up the other place for lunch. I actually had the other place for lunch earlier today. Got myself a nice little grilled chicken sandwich. They got daily lunch specials. You can get 12 lunch items for $8.99. You can get a third of a pound of a specialty burger, a salad, a pasta, a sandwich. You can get a pizza and salad or a pizza and soup for under $10. You can go get that deal anytime Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at any of the Area 5 Other Place locations. Shout out to our dear friends, great friends of the show, The Other Place. All right. So let's get you guys the news with Rashee Rice in case you missed it. Maybe you've been working today and you are unaware of the news. So you guys know about the allegation. A couple of weeks ago, the mother of Rashee Rice's two kids posted on Instagram and making accusations about physical violence towards her from the Chiefs wide receiver. She has now filed a lawsuit in the courts. This is courtesy of the Dallas County District Court. I want to read to you a little bit of a screenshot. I got this from Jesse Newell. Shout out to him. He does fantastic work. Defendant Rashee Rice and the plaintiff lived together. Following an escalation in violent behavior in December of 2023, the plaintiff, Rashee Rice, the defendant, Rashee Rice, strangled the plaintiff at their shared home in Victory Park, Texas. The defendant continued to repeatedly assault her over the course of their relationship through July of 2025. The defendant, Rashee Rice, grabbed, choked, strangled, pushed down, thrown, scratched, hit, headbutted Miss Jones, as well as hit her with inanimate objects. Additionally, he has engaged in other violent and abusive behaviors towards the woman, including throwing objects, destroying property, punching walls, breaking furniture, as well as locking her out in the middle of the night. Many of these behaviors happened while the plaintiff was pregnant. If you want, you can read the entire lawsuit. You can read the whole document for yourself. I think if you are really following this, I think for the most part, you will agree with me on this open today. Let's start with number one. I understand the concept of innocent until proven guilty. And I understand that right now we are hearing the word of one person. So I don't know how much you are believing, not believing. I can't make that decision for you. I can only speak for me and what my commentary is going to be. I believe her. I believe her. There was way too much evidence and way too many pictures and way too many examples in that Instagram post for me to then come away and say, oh, she's making it up. No, I believe that Rashee Rice and this woman were in a very toxic, very violent, very abusive relationship. So I am operating from that place. I believe this woman. I believe her accounts of what she is saying. I believe the evidence in the pictures that we saw. So I am coming to it from that place. Maybe you are not coming at it from that place. Maybe you're coming at it with whatever way you are coming at it with. And we'll talk more about that. But I at least have to let you know where I stand. I believe her. I don't know why I wouldn't believe her given the evidence that we saw on Instagram 4 or 5 weeks ago. So that's it. I would also say number two, and I don't mean this to diminish what I think she is saying. It is not a coincidence, in my opinion, that the first time we heard this, it was after Rashee Rice and his new girlfriend posted their first public picture together. And then this woman, the mother of his 2 children, went on Instagram a day later with all of these accusations. So that was the first time that we had an update on this story. Rashee Rice pops out with his new bae, his new boo. He's all lovey-dovey. He is communicating that he has moved on from this person. And then we get the first Instagram post. It is also not a coincidence to me that after he does this again on his own Instagram page for Valentine's Day weekend, he's all dressed to the nine. She's all dressed to the nine. They got flowers and they're out and they're having a really good time. And this woman is at home with his 2 kids. 2 days later, we get a legal document saying that she is essentially suing him for $1 million. That is not a coincidence to me. Again, you are allowed to form your own conclusions from this, but I am coming from a place that I believe this abuse happened. I don't know how you could not believe the abuse happened based on the evidence that we saw. Number two, I'm looking at it. It is not a coincidence that every time Rashee Rice has popped up with the woman we believe he has moved on from this other woman with, this continues to pop up. That is not a coincidence to me. That doesn't diminish her story or diminish what she went through or diminish the abuse in any way, but I just don't think that's a coincidence in the timing that this story continues to escalate more and more as he appears to be deeper in a relationship with another person. Now, this is, I think, the most important part of it from the legal perspective, and I think it is communicated in this lawsuit if you read it. It also was communicated in her Instagram post a few weeks ago whenever this popped up. I believe that Rashee Rice and his baby mama, mother of his kid, whatever term you want to use, the plaintiff, I believe they had a financial agreement about how they were going to move forward. They were going to do this away from the court system. They were going to do this on their own. And Rashee Rice and this woman, in my opinion, agreed to an amount of money. You're going to give me $2,000 every month. I don't know what it is. I'm just telling you what I think happened. I think that these 2 people reached a financial agreement. I don't think Rashee Rice has been paying his portion of the financial agreement. Now, maybe this is an assumption, and I don't mean this in any disrespect towards women. I don't want anyone to hear this. But the worst thing you can have on your side is a angry, bitter woman that you have moved on from, and you are then now not keeping up your end of the deal. It is one thing that you have left this person and are now flaunting that you are in a new relationship. You have now left this person to take care of your kids, and you're not financially chipping in. That woman is going to make your life living hell. And that is exactly what I think is happening here with Rashee Rice. So I don't want you to hear this commentary as I'm trying to diminish that I think they were in a toxic, abusive relationship. I absolutely believe that. But I firmly believe that Rashee Rice and this woman had a financial understanding about how they were going to move forward, how he was going to support her, how he was going to support their kids. I don't think Rashee Rice is paying his end of the bargain, and she has run out of options. And the best way to get her money that they agreed to is to sue his ass. That's what I think happens. If you continue to read this, she's suing him. Now, this is a little bit deeper, and I'm not equating it to the same thing. This is almost literally what happened to Puff Daddy. For those of you that don't know the story, the woman, Cassie, we now know, she went to Puff for an amount of money. Hey, I'm thinking about filing this lawsuit. You don't want me to file this lawsuit. For me not to file this lawsuit, you owe me X amount of money. Puff laughed at her and didn't think that she was going to do it. And then she eventually did it. And then he had her separately. He then settled the lawsuit. And then that's when the feds came knocking. And now you know how that story ended up. This is, again, an assumption on my part. This is just a guess on my part. I'm guessing that I'm guessing that her lawyer and her representation reached out to you to try to get the money. Now, this is also an assumption on my part. I don't think he has it. I really don't think he has it. We already know from other reports that he has not been keeping up with his responsibility from the car crash, and he has not been paying out those victims according to the agreement that was set. We know that. And now I think when the mother of your kids hits you up and she's been asking for the financial, hey, we agreed to this amount of money. Hey, we agreed to this amount of money. You're not paying the amount of money, and you're also out flaunting and gallivanting, and you're paying for this Instagram, honey, who I'm assuming is not cheap to upkeep, and it is very high maintenance in some ways. I think that is a large portion of this. I really do. I don't think Rashee Rice has the money. I think if you have the money, the best thing you should do in almost all of these instances is just pay the money. This happened to Xavier Worthy last year. Remember, Xavier Worthy was accused of his ex-girlfriend. You know what Xavier Worthy did? Xavier Worthy and the woman came to a financial agreement. They released a joint statement. We stopped talking about it. I don't know if Xavier Worthy did it or didn't do it, but it came out. It was not good for either party. Both party had pictures. Both party had evidence on the other party. Xavier Worthy paid an undisclosed amount. They released a statement. We never heard from that person again. I am assuming in this that Rashee Rice's lawyer and her lawyer were having conversations. There was a number that was suggested. Either Rashee Rice didn't want to pay the number, or he doesn't have the amount of money that she is asking for. And then she pressed the button and filed this lawsuit. This is bad. Could get you suspended for a year in the National Football League. This could get you fired off your football team bad. If you had the money, you should have paid it. This woman is accusing you of grabbing, choking, strangled, pushed, thrown, scratched, hit, headbutted, hit her with inanimate objects, and you did all of this while she was pregnant. If you had the money, you should have gave it to her to not have this document in public circulation for people to read about the alleged abuse that you have alleged on this woman. I don't think he has the money. We can take phone calls. We can read your text on this. Maybe you think I'm wrong. You're allowed to have your opinion. 913-586-7965. This is my read on the situation. I believe Rashee Rice is guilty. I believe Rashee Rice was in a physical, abusive relationship with this woman. I do. She had 27 pictures. I don't think these pictures were fabricated. I don't think she's making up the abuse. I think she was in an abusive relationship. I think Rashee Rice put her hands on her. That's my opinion. I also think that this is motivated by him moving on and being in a new relationship, and I think that upsets her. I also think, lastly, I think he and this person had a financial agreement, whether it was child support, hush money, whatever term you want to come up with. I think they agreed to it. I don't think Rashee Rice is paying it. I think they went to him to try to get a settlement. I don't think he has the amount of money. They filed the lawsuit. And here we are. I don't know what the NFL is going to do. I don't know what the Chiefs are going to do. I don't know what Rashee Rice is going to do. But this is yet another offseason in which we are talking about the off the field, off the court, away from the facility dealings of their number one wide receiver, who now you have to entertain the possibility that the Chiefs could outright cut Rashee Rice, or he could face another lengthy suspension from the National Football League entering the final year of his rookie contract. We can take your phone calls on the other side, 913-586-7965. We can read your text on the other side as well. That's my reading on this situation. I want to hear from you guys. Keep it right here, so drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports, 96.5, The Fan.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well,
I'll take this one.
what? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Call Hamilton today for our $79 mainline drain cleaning special. The pros at Hamilton will inspect your drains with video camera technology to pinpoint exactly what is needed to clear those clogs and help prevent expensive drain repairs. The expert technicians at Hamilton are ready 7 days a week to solve your problem the right way, the first time. Over 40 years experience and more than 8,000 five-star reviews are great reasons to trust Hamilton. Visit callhamilton.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 2025-11121.
Hey guys, this is Rob Brennan from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, and we're excited to announce the launch of Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the upcoming World Cup with our friends over at 98.1 KMBZ.
And I'm Scott Parks from Dane and Parks on KMBZ. Beyond the Pitch KC features the biggest names who helped make the World Cup in Kansas City possible. And there was a lot of work, plus the major storylines heading into this summer's tournament.
This is so much more. This isn't just a podcast about soccer.
No, you're right, Rob. It's a podcast about Kansas City, for Kansas City, telling the story of how our town is hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes drop every Wednesday starting on March 4th, along with video clips that can be seen on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ social channels.
So make sure you subscribe. Download Beyond the Pitch KC with Rob Brennan and myself, Scott Parks, on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays. Live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like payroll manager.
Hi, my last paycheck was all in Icelandic krona.
You are welcome.
Welcome?
Given the exchange rate between the dollar and the krona, you're technically a millionaire now. Don't spend it all in one place.
I can't really spend it anywhere.
There's always Iceland.
This is a job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
What's good, y'all? It's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, SAG Master, and now your host of Free Range. This is where NFL meets real talk. Every week, I'm bringing you inside the game, from locker room stories to league-wide headlines. You want football IQ, locker room insight, and real conversations with the people shaping the league? Welcome to Free Range with Von Miller, where nothing is off limits and every down counts. New episodes every Wednesday. Listen and follow Free Range with me, Von Miller, wherever you get your podcast.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
So we're talking about this Rashee Rice situation. Another off-season, another off-the-field incident with Rashee Rice. So we learned today that there is a lawsuit that has been filed in Dallas County District Court. This lawsuit has been filed by the mother of his children. You guys remember a couple of weeks ago, she posted a Instagram story post detailing what she says is years of abuse from Rashee Rice that has now been filed in the courts. And according to TMZ, which they obviously got tipped off on this earlier today, she is asking for $1 million. Someone on the text line asked this question. They're asking this question because I said three things. I believe this woman. The funny thing about this is I keep people mentioning, oh, she's after the money. Nobody is arguing whether or not you think Rashee Rice is guilty or innocent. I think that he did these things. So I'm operating from that place. I think he did it. I also think that there is a form of jealousy, frustration that it would appear that Rashee Rice has moved on. I just don't think the timing is a coincidence. And both times that he has publicly been seen with a new person, we get a new advancement in this case. So I don't think she just filed the lawsuit on Monday after Valentine's Day and now we got here. I think she filed it a while ago. And I think after the events of this weekend with him now with the new person all over social media on Valentine's Day, I think someone alerted TMZ what was going on. Hey, TMZ, look over here. Look at what's happening. We filed this in the courtroom. They got this. This information came from somebody, in my opinion. I also don't think he has the money. I think what's different about the Xavier Worthy situation than this scenario is whoever Xavier Worthy was dealing with asked for a number. He gave her the number. The story went away. Rashee Rice was asked for a number in this story. I don't think he has the amount of money to just make it go away. Someone on the text line says, C-Dot, I absolutely agree with you. What has happened to all of his money? Why is he so broke? This is the thing that I understand. They make a lot of money. I don't think we factor in, A, the amount of people that they are paying, B, the amount of taxes that they are paying, and how much it costs for them to live that lifestyle. That jewelry is not cheap that they are walking into the arena with. The fashion runway shows that they have walking into the arena is not cheap. If you're an NFL player, you're not driving a Toyota Camry. You're rolling around in a pretty nice vehicle that either you paid cash for or you're paying a big-time payment on. You're also paying your boy's car. You're paying your mom's car. It costs to live. You want to do things. So, yeah, by the time you sign a 4-year, $6.4 million deal, let's cut that in half with taxes. You're at $3.2 million. You buy your mom a house. You buy a car. You do all of these other things. You've gotten in trouble a couple times. You got lawyer fees. You had to pay this out. You had to pay this out. I'm not saying Rashee Rice is broke in a regular life sense, but I don't think Rashee Rice is at the point where if someone asks for $1 million in cash the way that the mother of his kids is asking for $1 million in cash, I do not believe Rashee Rice has $1 million in cash right now. I do not believe he has it. So she came to you with the number. You are unable to pay the number. You also have not been paying the monthly commitments. Remember, that was in the original Instagram post. He told me he was going to do this. He has not been doing this. I have been silent for too long. I think some of this is a cash flow problem. And if you are out as an NFL player and the woman that he is dating is prominent in the Instagram circles. Like, I can tell you some of the people she's dated before. She ain't coming cheap. There is a standard that she wants to maintain. There is an image she wants to maintain. It is not cheap if you are talking to a woman of that caliber. So wait, you're out here doing all of this, whining and dining her. I ask you for money for our kids and you don't have it. I think that's how we find ourselves in the situation with Rashee Rice. Rob, what do you make of this? We'll read some text here, 913-586-7965. What do you make of this story?
I see it eerily similar to you. Now, I do think someone in the text that makes this point, the court documents are date stamped and they were Monday. I think to your point, though, someone told TMZ this got filed yesterday.
It is important to know. Again, this continues to go to my theory. If you're telling me it was filed on Monday and on Valentine's Day weekend, he's popping up with the new boo, and then on Monday you file a lawsuit, I'm telling you, it is impossible to deny this part of it. You keep making her look stupid on social media. You keep making her look stupid. You have abused her in the past and you aren't providing financially. What combination of things do you think that plays out well for you if you were Rashee Rice? It ends up the way that it is currently ending up.
I also agree with you that based on her Instagram photos and the court documents we have so far, and the fact that some of the court documents line up with her story on Instagram, I do think they were in an abusive relationship. I feel pretty safe in saying that right now. It appears they're in an abusive relationship. Now, I don't know the duration. I don't know the exact things, but it does feel like that was an abusive relationship. This thing got filed Monday, and we know from her Instagram post, which has since been deleted, that there was a deal where he was supposed to be helping financially in some capacity. I think it's not a big leap to assume that help had started to dry up. So I see it very similar to you do, and we can get into the Chiefs and the on-the-field perspective later, but Rashee Rice is probably the noisiest off-the-field player the Chiefs have had since I cannot remember. This is going into his, fourth year on the team, and 3 off seasons we've had stories with him. It seems to always be something with Rashee Rice. This one seems more problematic than ones previous.
Someone on the text line asked this question, 913-586-7965. C-Dot, wouldn't you think it would be in her best interest to keep quiet until he signs a new contract? Sometimes you have hurt people so much that even though they are making a decision that hurts them, they are willing to hurt you more in the process. She's got 2 kids by you. You owe her something. Maybe you're not going to owe her the $1 million settlement, but you are going to learn a lesson from all of this. She is going to continue to tarnish your reputation through all of this. I'm assuming this woman has held you down in some capacity. She's been around you enough. You got 2 kids together. You have had a long dealing with you. In the same context we were talking about with Puff, because I think that is an example here. Cassie stood by you, and Cassie knows where the bodies are buried. There's some people I wouldn't want to piss off. Those are some people that I wouldn't want on my bad side because they know too much. They have too much information on you. This woman is one of those people in Rashee Rice's life. She knows too much. You're locked to her forever. Puff could walk away from Cassie. They don't have no kids together. You can't walk away from this woman. She has 2 of your kids. She has 2 of them. So you got a long way to go in this. They're young kids. You got a long way to go. She is going to get her money. The question now is she going to get something a little sprinkled on top and get the monthly money from you? But yes, we all know people that are willing, if you have done them so wrong, they're willing to hurt themselves a little bit to make sure that they hurt you.
I also think, and I'm not trying to compare the 2 situations, similar to Jerome Tang, how we talked about yesterday, that discovery and this going to court could potentially embarrass and humiliate the university. If this goes to court and we have to have discovery and we find out Rashee Rice did thing blank, it is only going to make things worse for Rashee Rice in his day job and his finances and everything. I think one of the reasons this is in court is, to your point, I believe they had some sort of financial agreement. I would bet that Rashee Rice wasn't living up to that agreement. Now you put this in court and you try to get the courts involved. And if this goes to a trial, discovery and all those things are only going to be set to continue to humiliate, embarrass, and make us think less and less of Rashee Rice.
Someone on the text line asked C-Dot, is this the same girl that he had issues with in college where he allegedly shot up the car? Yes, this is her. She's been around for a while. Yes, this is her. That's why I'm saying is I believe it. I believe it. You might not believe it. You might think, oh, she's doing this for attention. You're allowed to feel that way. I am on the opposite side. I believe this happened. I think Rashee Rice knows that this happened. I absolutely believe this story. from a team building standpoint, let's talk about the football side of it. We have talked about the off the field portion of it, and we spend way more time talking about that with Rashee Rice than the on the field portion of things with him. I made this point a month ago with Rashee Rice, and we are here. Is the juice worth the squeeze? Is it worth the squeeze? He has been either hurt or dealing with a off the field issue or coming back from an off the field issue. We have been in a constant cycle of this now for a year and a half with Rashee Rice. He has had one good season in Kansas City. It wasn't a great rookie year. He had one good season in Kansas City. Now, it's obviously not his fault he got hurt in his second season, but football happened, and football always happens. And then in year 3, you had to miss 6 games because of a suspension, because of something silly that you've done. And now you have to at least entertain the possibility that Rashee Rice could be suspended again heading into another season with the Kansas City Chiefs. If I am the Chiefs, you cannot operate like Rashee Rice is going to be there in week 1. Maybe he is there in week 1. It's possible that he is there in week 1. Innocent until proven guilty. Let's see how this situation ends. Maybe they come to an agreement. She pulls the lawsuit, whatever it could be. But you cannot operate like Rashee Rice is going to be there if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. You have to move this offseason like he is not going to be there. And if he's there, great. It's a bonus. It's a bonus if he's there. But for week 1 of this NFL season, I just don't know how you can count on Rashee Rice being there. He might not be there because, A, you make the decision to just wash your hands of this situation, depending possible developments, discovery, pictures, text. I mean, if you've been together with somebody for 8 years, I assume you got more than just one Instagram post in you if you really want to take it there, if you were her. Because it seems to me you've been chronicling keeping this stuff for a very long period of time, and you have been keeping a journal, all of these things. Who knows tomorrow if we get a new Instagram post? That is always a possibility in this story. You cannot move like he is going to be on the team in 2026. You cannot move that way. You got to spend some money in free agency via wide receiver. You have to draft with the intention of not having Rashee Rice there. And if he's there, great. From a football standpoint, great. He is there. But Rob, I don't know how, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs, how you can see another off the field incident and the uncertainty of what could happen in this situation. At any moment, something else could happen. Whether it's Rashee Rice's own actions that pop up again, whether it is the NFL stepping in and saying, wait, you are currently dealing with a felony case that's over you. You still haven't done your jail time. And before you've even completed issue number 1 in your NFL career, you are in the middle of issue number 2 right now. Yeah, we're sitting you down for a prolonged period of time. We're putting you on the commissioner's list, and you are not allowed to participate in OTAs. You are not allowed to participate in minicamp. You are not allowed to participate in any offseason workouts. That is well within the NFL's rights based on Rashee Rice's history and past. You cannot move like he is going to be there. If he's there, he's there. But you got to go into this offseason. You got to find somebody that you can rely on. You got to find somebody that you can count on this offseason, because I don't know how you can do that thinking that it's Rashee Rice.
I am of the belief that Rashee Rice is going to be unavailable for week 1 for the Chiefs. I cannot imagine, as this comes out, you combine that with the Instagram post, you combine that with the fact that he has the car issue where he still is waiting to serve his 30 days in prison. I can't imagine the NFL is going to do nothing, or the Chiefs are going to do nothing, or he's employed and on the roster come week 1. So we had been operating all offseason like wide receivers in need. I think the Chiefs, if they had for some reason not felt that over at One Arrowhead Drive, need to change that mindset. Now, we can later in the show discuss if you would or wouldn't cut him, suspension, da-da-da. But I think whenever the Chiefs take the field, September blank against whomever, Rashee Rice will not be available for week 1. I don't know if it's suspension. I don't know what the how, but I just can't imagine he's available.
I think everything has to be on the table. Like someone asked the question, C-Dot, are you willing to look at wide receiver at 9 now? Everything has to be on the table because of this. Everything. Maybe this is nothing. It's possible it's nothing, right? Like, I don't want to make it seem like it's impossible that it's nothing. Xavier Worthy was in an incident last year that got resolved. We never spoke on it again. Xavier Worthy was healthy, available for all of the games. That's a possibility that happens. There's a possibility she withdraws her lawsuit, they come to a financial agreement, and the rest of the offseason is quiet. There is a chance that happens with Rashee Rice. So there is a chance that Rashee Rice is not suspended this season. There is a chance that Rashee Rice is cut from the Kansas City Chiefs. That one day Clark Hunt is just scrolling on his phone, he sees something, he just says, I'm tired of dealing with this. Andy, either you tell him or I'm going to tell him. He's done here. We're not doing this anymore. There's a chance that he gets an 8-game suspension by the National Football League. There's a chance that he gets a 10-game suspension by the National Football League by being a repeat offender when it comes to the league's personal conduct policy. There's a chance they trade him at some point this offseason. I would say that right now, every single thing is a possibility with Rashee Rice and what could happen this offseason. I don't know how you could tell me what's going to happen with Rashee Rice based on the last 18 months. And if you think you know, you've been wrong on almost every single turn with him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I would still take a receiver at 9, and we have a lot of time to entertain those thoughts and those options, but you're right. Literally everything is on the table, but if I'm Brett Veach, if I'm Clark Hunt, if I'm Andy Reid, I am walking into week 1 with the belief that Rashee Rice is going to be unavailable. I don't know the how or the why, but I just have a hunch that he is going to be unavailable for week 1 for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this offseason, you need to operate like he is unavailable for week 1. Similar to how we have the discussions about, hey, will Mahomes be back by week 1? The Chiefs should maybe get a backup quarterback to be prepared for it. The Chiefs should be preparing for no Rashee Rice on week 1, at least this upcoming season, because yet again, an offseason where he's making noise.
Do you think the Chiefs draft Rashee Rice if they know everything that's going to happen? I ask that because in the face of everything, he was very important to them winning 1 Super Bowl. He was their second best offensive skill position player. A year they won the Super Bowl. Do you think with all the information that we have now about Rashee Rice, because I believe the pre-draft story, there was a story that was circulating that allegedly Rashee Rice and his friends, there was a basketball player that was dating the woman that filed this lawsuit. Rashee Rice and his friends found out about it, and they shot up this person's car, allegedly. I think the Chiefs knew there were some red flags. I think the Chiefs knew that there was some questionable character there, and they rolled the dice based on talent. You have seen the possibility of talent with Rashee Rice. Whatever his scouting report says and whatever they got back from the football people and from their personal investigation, however they vet character, both of those things were right. When he's available, he's a very talented wide receiver. There also are some demons there. There's also some off-the-field issues that need to be addressed when it comes to Rashee Rice. I mean, he might have the most spot-on character evaluation since Marcus Peters in Kansas City. Do you think with all the information, they would draft Rashee Rice again? I think they would.
Really?
I think they would draft Rashee Rice again if given the opportunity.
I don't think they would. Now, I think it's the revisionist history. I think they wouldn't, and they would act differently in the draft. They would act differently in free agency. They would attack all those things differently. But I think it's not just the Chiefs, but these teams are very brand conscious. What they don't like is their name in the news for the reasons they don't want to be in the news. And Rashee Rice has been the consistent reason why the Chiefs are in the news for the wrong reasons. For as many times the Chiefs are in the news for good things, every time it's a bad thing, it circles back to, it seems like, one player. So I think because of brand conscious, I think they would say no on redrafting him that year. I think the football reasons make sense to me, but I think he has hurt the brand more than he has helped it. And I think teams don't like that.
Text line 913-586-7965. We'll get back to Rashee Rice here coming up in just a bit. You're listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan. Coming up on the other side, we'll lighten the mood just a little bit. A court ruled in favor of boneless wings. I'll explain. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
In Kansas, truth is told in speed. Wide open, full bore, and no mercy. Season momentum earned 3 and 4 wide. Loud, intense, inches predicting outcomes. Blink and miss.
They bang sideways.
What just happened? Pure speed whipping across the plains.
Hell yeah, boys!
NASCAR weekend at Kansas Speedway, April 18th and 19th. Get your tickets now at kansasspeedway.com.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circa Sports. From pro and college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Men, we all know how important sex is in a relationship, both for you and your partner. But erectile dysfunction ruins sex, which can often have serious impacts on your relationship as well. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if ED is a problem in your life, you understand the impacts it has on you and the one you love. But I'm here to tell you that ED is a treatable condition, and almost without exception, you can have really good sex again. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men with protocols that are effective in well over 90% of cases, which means if you're like most guys, good sex will be the norm. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a level of intimacy for you and your partner that might just astound you both. It's time to have really good sex again. So call us. Just $99 gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600 or go to heartlandmenshealth.com. We have 3 offices: Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City.
When the cold sets in across KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm, safe, and secure. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we deliver reliable solutions in unmatched care and professionalism. Whether it's a sudden breakdown or routine maintenance, AB May is here to help. Trusted by generations of Kansas City homeowners, we're committed to doing things the right way every time. Call AB May at 913-732-9993 or visit us at abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Taxes was waiting on the refund you needed yesterday.
All right, your car repair is going to run about $3,000.
Ugh.
Now Taxes is getting back on the road with TurboTax and Credit Karma, where you can get your refund up to 5 days faster and get personalized guidance to take every dollar further. Now this is Taxes. Intuit Credit Karma with TurboTax. Deposit a federal refund into Credit Karma Money account and early submission of refund data by IRS required. Terms apply. Banking services provided by MVB Bank, Inc. Member FDIC. Credit Karma is not a bank.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free no-risk consultation. 800-323-8922. 800-323-8922. You have nothing to lose but everything to gain. 800-323-8922.
This is the story of the one. As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
My ride smells just right, just right, just right, just right.
Y'all gotta try that Febreze car.
Just right, just right, just right. Yeah. La 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 la. With up to 40 days of consistency, all over Febreze car clips right on your vent. You know my car's my happy place. Keep that smile on my face when it smells just right, just right, just right. Yeah, breathe happy Febreze. La 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 la.
The only place in town to hear the hypothetical button game is on The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
All right, we'll get back to Rashee Rice in a bit. Let's switch up the mood. Let's switch up the vibes for just a bit. There is a story right now on NBC Sports that is talking about one of the judgments that just happened with Buffalo Wild Wings. So there was a gentleman, and this gentleman filed a lawsuit claiming that Buffalo Wild Wings was in violation of the Illinois Consumer Fraud Act by having boneless wings. He filed a lawsuit in Illinois and said that it was false advertising because they were calling them boneless wings and not calling them chicken nuggets. And what he suggested is that they should take wings, so the regular bone-in wings, they should cut the meat off, serve that to you, but if they were going to continue to call them boneless wings, they should call them chicken poppers. Now, this is obviously very, very ridiculous. I can't imagine being friends with the person that is currently suing Buffalo Wild Wings for calling them boneless wings. Number one, we all know that they're chicken nuggets. One court ruled that a diner that says boneless wings, that people know this, that this is just like no one thinks that you are eating a chicken finger. That's just what they're called. People know this. So this is a frivolous lawsuit. This is a waste of time. This person did not win. Now, a couple of things, and we can move on from this. I do want to get back to Rashee Rice. I know it's a sports show, and I want to talk about real hardcore sports things. Just one thought. You guys know I judge people on this show. It's all in fun, but I do judge people. I've given you guys the example. If we are at the Chiefs tailgate and the football gets brought out and we're throwing the football around and then I see that you can't throw a spiral, I'm judging you a little bit. I'm not asking you to be Joe Montana out there, but you don't have the ability to throw a spiral during the tailgate. Like, I'm judging you based off your form. I'm judging you based off the kind of spiral that you throw. I'm judging you if, Rob, let's say that you have company come over and Caroline is making a batch of some hot chocolate chip cookies. I mean, right out of the oven. And we all know what that smells like right now. That smell is just the aroma is just filling the home. You invite some people over from dinner. You're like, hey, would you guys like a cookie? It just came out of the oven. They're like, I don't like chocolate cookies. I would judge that person. You're weird. What person doesn't like chocolate chip cookies? This is a weird thing to not be into. I'm telling you, if you invite me out, and let's say that Rob's like, hey, you know what? I want to take you and let's go to the sports bar. I got it. It's on me. I'm like, oh, man, of course, man. You gonna wine and dine me? What did I do to deserve this treatment? And then we sit down and, we're sitting there and we're kind of, we're having a good time. We're just men. We're bonding. We're growing the show together. If when the nice waitress comes around and Rob says that I want a 10-piece of buffalo wings and she says bone in or bone out and he says boneless, I'm judging Rob. I'm judging you. Are you 5? We're a man. We eat bone-in wings, traditional wings. You out here eating the wings with a fork and a knife? You trying to be elegant? You got your pinky out at Beckett's eating boneless wings? You came here to the other place, 5 great area locations, and you got the mild boneless wings? I'm judging you. 1,000% I'm judging you for this decision. I don't know if me and you can go break bread again. Not here. We got to go somewhere else. We can go have pizza together. Maybe go have pasta together. Rob, you and I, like a couple times a year, we'll go to a nice steakhouse. Just catch up, break bread. And we went to the sports bar and you ordered the boneless wings. That's not an activity. I'm not going to watch the game with you anymore.
Listen, I agree. Boneless wings are the worst. I don't know what I think the person bringing this lawsuit is more annoying than the actual term boneless wings.
1,000%. This is the two Americas thing.
100%.
I don't need to know much more about this person. If I told you right now that somebody filed a lawsuit with Illinois Consumer Fraud that buffalo wings were being mislabeled, I don't need too much more information on that individual. I pretty much got the description.
I don't hate people who eat boneless the way you do, but I do hate the person who went and sued over this.
I hate both of them.
Yes, they are technically chicken nuggets. Maybe they're chicken fingers, chicken strips, whatever term you want to use, they're not wings. But has anyone really opened a menu? And we'll use Buffalo Wild Wings for the example, because that's what the lawsuit is against. Opened the menu, seen the boneless section, and been like, that's false advertising. Come on. This is why we can't get real things done in this country, because the court system's jammed up with people suing over the term boneless wings. What are we doing?
Someone said on the text line, I'm judging you based on the stupid things that you judge people on. No, that's perfectly fine. I think we all judge people. I'm okay to acknowledge that I judge people on things. I mean, I judge people for very serious things. If you're the fan that just constantly screams at a basketball game and wants a foul every single time, I'm judging you. You're an annoying person to watch the game with.
Iowa State fans.
I don't want to watch the game with you. I don't have any interest in watching the game with you. I judge you if you choose to get seats 7 and 8 and you keep getting up to go to the bathroom. I'm judging you. You know you got a baby bladder. Why didn't you just get seats 1 and 2 or 21 and 22? You could have avoided all of this by just being more considerate. Now, I got to get up 7, 8 times throughout the course of the game because, A, you got to go to the bathroom or you need something. I'm judging you for that. So I judge people for very serious things, too. I judge you for very trivial things, like you don't like chocolate chip cookies because that's weird to me. I judge you if you can't throw a spiral. Nobody in 40 years taught you how to throw a football? We all have been at the tailgate before. We all line up like we're Jerry Rice, and you run a quick little route, and I put my hand up. If you don't have the ability to hit me on the little 10-yard out, how are we friends? How have we gotten this far in our life, and I don't know you have that ability to be able to do that? So I'm judging people.
Good job by the judge, speaking of judgment, to throw this away, throw this whole case away.
100%.
Go away. Now, to your point about judging, I don't hate the people who order boneless the way you do, but if we're at Buffalo Wild Wings and I think your sauce is
for Kansas, that's why.
Yeah. Championship
you've already
DNA.
You've already made a lot of questionable life choices.
Maybe if you had a few boneless wings over there, you'd have a Final Four. That's may change your system,
You're
change your life.
telling me that you make a stop in Lawrence, Kansas. You're on Mass Street. You're eating boneless wings at Jefferson's, and then you go watch Kansas basketball.
I'm saying I don't hate people for boneless wings the way you do.
I don't hate them. I don't hate them.
I will judge your sauce move way more than your bone-in versus boneless
move. Oh, you're judging people on the sauce?
100%.
See, that's the thing I don't judge people on. I'm not judging you on the sauce.
I'm a sauce judgment person for sure.
You get any of the sauce. I'm not judging you. So if you and I go and we get wings and you go get a 12-piece, even if you get a 12-piece that I don't like, I'm not judging you for the sauce.
If you get goofy sauce, Now, if you get goofy sauce and we're designed to share, like let's say me and you, for the example, we're at Jefferson's. You're like, hey, let's get some wings to the table. And I'm like, I'll do some garlic parmesan. You're like, cool. And you get something weird and it's designed to be shared. Oh yeah, I'm mad. And I'm judging you harsh.
Okay, I didn't know. Somebody said I'm going to start to judge people the way CDOT does. It'll make it easier to pick my friends. I mean, I'm still friends with these people. I just give you a hard time about it. One of my best friends, I love him dearly. We've been friends for 30 years now. We go to steakhouses. He gets it well done.
Whoa.
Every single time I make fun of him. Like, bro, I can't believe we came here and you decided to get beef jerky. Make fun of him every time. That's my brother. I love him dearly. He knows I judge him because of this. And he judges me because I get mine medium rare. He says I could never eat it that way. And I say I could never eat it that way. Sometimes you need that. That's what keeps a relationship alive. That judgment is what you need. Somebody said, I judge you for getting turned down on the kiss cam. 100%. You can definitely judge me for that. Terrible game management. You can absolutely judge me for that. I could see how you could be out there and you could say, I could never take any advice seriously from that person that got turned down on the kiss cam. 1,000%. Coming up at the top of the hour, let's get back to Rashee Rice, because I do think there is I keep reading one sentence on the text line, and I do wonder why it matters. I'll explain. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5, The Fan. When severe weather hits, tune in to 98.1 KMBZ for Operation Stormwatch. Brought to you by Century Roofing. Proudly voted the #1 roofing company in all of Kansas City. CenturyRoofingKC.com.
This afternoon,
Expect a sunny day with a high of 68.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Rob Seid Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment? That's a lie. Most timeshares can be bought online for $1. To find out what your timeshare is worth and to cancel it, call us today and we'll send you our timeshare exit kit free with all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley for your free exit info guide. 800-959-3388. That's 800-959-3388.
DQ presents The Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ Soft Serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into Soft Serve, plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy, tastes good. Participation may vary.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes every college hoops parlay worth more, the Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. You start building your combo. Add 1 leg, add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take your college basketball parlays. Just open up your FanDuel app, choose your college hoops markets, apply your Boost Builder token, and watch the percentage climb with every pick you lock in for that parlay. Head to FanDuel.com/local. That's FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook's the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable Boost Builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
At Casey's, when someone asked for a cup of coffee that wouldn't put them in debt, but still had freshly ground beans, rich flavor, and a price that starts with a 9 and ends with a D9 cents, we were too nice to say no. Now get a small coffee, just 99 cents. Limited time only. See store for details.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast!
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Touchdown!
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Park & Go, the best deals on airport parking.
Heading out of town this winter? Snow, ice, and cold temps are stressful enough. Airport parking shouldn't be. Park & Go makes it easy with online reservations, fast free shuttles, and all spots are covered to keep your car protected from winter weather. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com.
Hey, Royals fans, it's Vern, and the Hot Stove Show is back Thursday night starting at 6 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station.
All right, let's get back to talking about Rashee Rice. If you missed it, there has been a lawsuit filed against Rashee Rice. So you guys remember a couple of weeks ago, there were allegations that were posted on social media. They were posted from his ex-girlfriend. They have 2 children together. And a lawsuit was filed in district court on Monday, which on Monday is very interesting. I guess everywhere maybe doesn't follow President's Day the same. I mean, because I'm just, on Monday it was President's Day, but this was filed on Monday. I don't know. So this is from Jesse Newell. He posted a screenshot of it. If you want to find it, it's public record. You can read the whole lawsuit if you want to. The defendant and the plaintiff lived together. Following an escalation in violent behavior in December of 2023, the defendant strangled the plaintiff at their shared home in Victory Park, Texas. The defendant continued to repeatedly assault the plaintiff over the course of their relationship through July of 2025. The defendant grabbed, choked, strangled, pushed, thrown, scratched, hit, and headbutted the woman, I don't want to say her name, as well as hit her with inanimate objects. Additionally, he has engaged in other violent and abusive behaviors towards the plaintiff, throwing objects, destroying property, punching walls, breaking furniture, as well as locking her out of their home in the middle of the night. Many of these behaviors happened while the plaintiff was pregnant. Rob, one sentiment that I have seen from the text line is either A, she is doing this out of spite, which I do think there is a measure of truth to this. I do think there is a measure of truth to Rashee Rice appears to have a new girlfriend, a new relationship, and is moving on from this person. So I do think, whether it is the smallest percentage, I do think that some of what has happened over the last 60 days is motivated by that. This is the girlfriend that held you down when you were in college. You guys have kids together. Now you are off with your newfound fame and money. You are now off dating this Instagram model. I do think that is a portion of the reason. I guess one of my questions to that would be, so? One thing I don't see, Rob, in the text line, I know we're talking to a small group of people. I don't really see many people not believing that what she is saying is true. You might question her motives on why she is coming forward, but I don't hear many people that are saying, I don't believe that this happened. I don't believe her. I think she is making this up. I don't think you can see that Instagram post and see the amount of evidence that she had and knowing the relationship between them. They got 2 kids together. You were around for a good portion of this person's life. I don't see many people debating whether or not this happened or not. So if she's filing it out of spite, so? That just doesn't matter to me. I don't really care the why if you are the abused in this situation. Whenever you determine to step forward and then communicate the abuse that you were dealing with, that's your journey. It's not my journey. It's not my place to judge you on why you decided now to come up and say. You were saying something with proof and evidence that this person did wrong by me and physically harmed me. So the spite of why she could potentially be doing this does not factor into me in the least bit. Do you think Rashee Rice is guilty of this? Do you think he did this? That's what matters. I also would take it a step further, talking about the other thing I've seen on the text line, and I imagine you've seen this too. Oh, this is about the money. Again, I would then say, so. Rob, tomorrow if you and I are just having a disagreement about the show, and you just haul off and hit me, I don't know if you then get the opportunity to dictate terms and rules. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could go file a court document against you. I could press charges against you. No. Hey, Rob, if you don't want me to go down to HR, I want $500 right now. You hit me. I didn't hit you. You made the decision to assault me. I'm now wrong because I want you to pay for what you did. And you get to determine what justice is in this scenario. I got to go down to the court. I got to testify. Yeah, Rob and I disagreed. Rob just started punching me out of nowhere. I didn't think it escalated in that way. Those things just they don't mean anything to me in this conversation. Not when we are talking about this level of abuse towards a woman. Even if you think Rashee Rice did 10% of this, if you think he did 15% of this, maybe you think she's exaggerating it a little bit. Grabbed, choked, strangled, pushed, thrown, scratched, hit, head-butted, hit her with inanimate objects, throwing objects, destroying property, punching walls, breaking furniture. She has filed a court document that said he did this and then posted pictures on social media for you to see these things. It's hard to say she is completely making all of this up, not with the amount of pictures that I saw. And she's saying this happened while she was pregnant. So if you think she's doing it for spite just because you've moved on, I would also I don't think that matters a whole lot. I also don't really have a problem if the goal in this is, yeah, I want you to pay. I don't necessarily need you to pay by you going to jail for 2 or 3 years, but I do need you to pay in some way for what you put me through. I don't really have a problem if those are the two motivations for her going to the court and filing this.
I understand why fans say that, oh, it's just about money. I get it. I think they are trying to defend, in a way, Rashee Rice because of he's a Chiefs player. But I agree with you. I do not care about the why. If this is what is alleged is true, I don't care if she's seeking money, him going to jail, damage. I don't care the why. If this is true, then we need to get to the bottom of it, and we need to have whatever she views as justice or the justice system views as justice served in this situation. So yeah, I agree with you. The why to me does not matter about why this woman is suing Rashee Rice. That doesn't change my opinion at all.
You're right. In this text, I think this text is worthwhile to read. To play devil's advocate, none of the pictures prove that Rashee Rice did any of this. Is there any video proof of the assault? I would also just say, while someone is beating you up, you're necessarily not holding the phone while they are hitting you. I don't really know how we would have video proof of her being assaulted by her. That's another question for another day. None of those pictures prove that Rashee Rice did any of that. Is there any video proof of the assault? The evidence doesn't prove anything other than she was abused by someone. It doesn't mean that it was Rashee. You are 100% right. The evidence is pictures by her. But it's pretty damning when she says, the father of my 2 children is the one that is abusing me. Here is the photographic evidence of what I am telling you is true. And I would also say your character matters in all of this. Your character matters. Rashee Rice has not lived a public life and public persona where this is wild to believe that this happened. He has not lived that kind of life. So I understand the concept of innocent until proven guilty, but some people, I would say, they have not earned the innocent until proven guilty model. You have not lived that kind of life. You've constantly been in trouble. From the story in college where you allegedly shot up a car over jealousy, to you potentially assaulting a photographer in a Dallas nightclub, to you leaving the scene of a high-speed traffic accident. You have not lived a public persona life where I think you have earned the benefit of the doubt and the innocent until proven guilty motto. There's a lot of people that earn that based on their personality. I understand who his girlfriend is. I'm saying Travis Kelce, his public persona, who he's built himself up to be, there is a measure of trust that you have built up about your character, the kind of human being that you have been, how you have treated people. Rashee Rice has not earned any of that. What is it based on? The one time he videotaped himself passing out water to homeless people? Remember he did that nonsense? He passed out water from Aldi and Domino's Pizza in a Instagram video when he got in trouble the last time. You have not lived a life. So yeah, when the mother of your kids says you hit me and here is the physical proof and here is the lawsuit, I'm sorry, I'm inclined to believe her. I'm inclined to believe that she did this.
I think the text line is correct with this part of that. It is fair to ask, hey, is there more evidence if there was a criminal charge being filed. If you were a district attorney and you were trying to charge criminal charges against Rashee Rice, you would probably need more evidence. But for what she is doing, she is suing him for $1 million, saying that I was repeatedly abused, and here is my evidence that he was repeatedly abusing me. The threshold, the burden of proof lowers in civil court. So I think two things can be true at once. The text line can say, hey, why is there not more evidence for criminal charges? That's not what's transpiring here. She is suing him, saying that I need $1 million because this guy constantly was beating me, is what is happening right now in Dallas. I forget the city court.
Yeah, and someone made the point, this could be like a Kareem Hunt situation where we eventually saw the video. The video that we saw from Kareem Hunt was from the hotel hallway, kind of similar to the Puff Daddy situation. I mean, Cassie said, hey, I was being abused. Oh, I don't believe her. We then got the hotel video of the hallway, and we saw, oh, her account was accurate. That happened. And the way that Puff was hitting on her, I don't think that was the first time he assaulted Cassie. I find it very, very difficult to believe that the first time you assaulted somebody was in a very expensive Beverly Hills hotel in a bathrobe in the middle of where you're kicking her on the ground. I find it hard to believe that's your first time assaulting her. So, yeah, we found out about the Rashee Rice. It's not like somebody had the video of it. It happened in private. It was the elevator video that we eventually saw. We found out the Kareem because it wasn't a friend's cell phone that then sold it to TMZ. He did it in a hallway at a hotel. He kicked her. And then somebody took that video, and then we know how this works. They sold it to somebody. So, yeah, I don't think that she has video of while it was happening. I think that is a ridiculous burden of proof to ask the victim in this scenario. The pictures of the abuse, that's not convincing enough for you? I believe her story. I personally believe her story. We can take your phone calls on this, 913-586-7965. To me, the argument of her doing this out of spite, it doesn't negate I believe that he abused her. So whatever the reasoning is why she eventually decided to step forward and say, this person has been assaulting me, that does not matter to me. So if you think she is making this because he has moved on to another woman, that might very well be true. That does not negate the fact that she is saying he has been beating on her and has physical evidence of her being assaulted. And also, if she is doing it for the money, she is a mother with 2 kids. Doing it for the money sounds like a legitimate reason to be doing it to me. It costs to live. It costs to raise 2 kids. And the person you have kids with is a wealthy individual. Doing it for the money is not a negative to me. I understand. I get it. I don't know if I can tell you who was abused, why you should come forward. You're coming to it for the money. You're coming to it out of spite. You want justice. You want to see this person go to jail. I can't tell you why you should come to the front of the table. But if you were coming into the front of the table with evidence of you being abused by this individual, I just feel like we should listen to that individual. You can take your phone calls on the other side, 913-586-7965. We're talking about the top story of the day. The mother of Rashee Rice's 2 kids has filed a lawsuit in Dallas County District Court with accusations of domestic violence. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan.
Wouldn't you like to take a vacation from your bills? Well, you can. With credit card balances at an all-time high and Golden Oak's 4.5% rate, you could be saving thousands of dollars after a simple phone call. Call today and get your cash in as little as 14 days and make no payments for 2 months. Call 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, cured my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
Hold on tight. Things are spinning into action. At Harris, Kansas City on Saturday, February 28th, it's the $50,000 Spincredible event. Take your turn at the giant prize wheel and spin your way up to $5,000 in free play. And the excitement keeps turning because at 10 p.m., one lucky winner will walk away with $50,000 in cash. Keep those entries rolling with 5 times entries on Sundays, February 15th, 22nd, and Friday, February 27th. Spin big, win big. Only at Harris's Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, it's Rob Britton from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, and we're excited to announce the launch of Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the World Cup with our friends over at 98.1 KMBZ.
And Rob, I'm Scott Parks from Dana and Parks on KMBZ. Beyond the Pitch KC will feature the biggest names who made the World Cup in Kansas City possible, plus the biggest storylines heading into this summer's tournament. This is not a podcast about soccer. Don't get us wrong. This is a podcast about Kansas City. This is a podcast for Kansas City. And this is a podcast that'll tell the story of how our town is hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes will be released every Wednesday starting on March 4th, as well as video clips that can be seen on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ's social channels.
Subscribe and download to Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series with myself and Rob Bretton on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays. Live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer. I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
We've got a crash downtown, 71 northbound past 22nd. 2 right lanes are blocked. Shawnee, that crash still working. 2 left lanes blocked here, 35 southbound past Johnson. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
I do want to get back to Rashee Rice. I just saw this breaking news. All-American forward J.T. Toppin of Texas Tech. He sustained a season-ending torn ACL injury in the game last night against Arizona State. J.T. Toppin done for the rest of the season. Would also have to believe that the Texas Tech Red Raiders' chances of making a deep run in the NCAA tournament are also eliminated. Their best player got hurt today. He is out for the remainder of the season. I don't think this changes maybe the top of the Big 12 race. I got to see who Texas Tech has left. But Texas Tech was definitely in line to be, a 3 seed or a 4 seed in the NCAA tournament. And J.T. Toppin is one of those guys that could help get you to a Final Four. They are not going to have him for the rest of the season. He is out with a torn ACL. You're the Big 12 guy. What do you make of this injury, Rob?
I mean, it's not, as a league guy who's someone who's trying to go down to the Big 12 tournament this year, it's bad for the league. I will say it's been a bad week of injuries in top 25 teams. We saw early in the week, about a week ago, Caleb Wilson news came down. Richie Saunders over the weekend, the BYU guard, like the Robin to DeBansta's Batman, he tore his ACL. He's done for the year. Now Toppin's done for the year. Like, I mean, it's college basketball, like many sports, is a war of attrition. And right now, the Big 12 is suffering some major injuries to key players.
Just reading the text line, there's, I guess, two things, and then I do want to take phone calls. So if you're on hold, stay there. I promise I'll take your phone call. 913-586-7965. A lawyer texted into the show and said this: "Hey, guys, I'm a lawyer, and I have a couple of thoughts. First off, innocent until proven guilty only accounts when the state is trying to take your freedoms away, not when someone is suing you for something. The other thing is that our legal system only recourse is money. If you need to recuperate something from somebody, money is the only thing that is available." Another thing, too, from reading the text line, I've told this story before, but it's been a while, so I'll tell it again. This is a very personal story to me. Rob, I remember when Me Too was first starting on social media, and I didn't fully understand it. And I remember seeing the amount of people that I would say I was very close to or knew that were telling their stories of times they were assaulted and either never told somebody that they were assaulted or communicated that they were assaulted to somebody and they were not believed. And it was overwhelming on my text line. And it changed my opinion forever. And I equated it to this. There have been plenty of times that I could tell you I've experienced racism in Kansas City. And you guys are like, "Oh, well, that didn't happen." I was there. I'm telling you it happened. I'm telling you it happened. And I equated the amount of times that it's probably happened and people would say, "Oh, well, they didn't do that because you were black." I was there. I feel like that's what happened. And I don't know. I just was able to make that connection. So, like, I'm reading the text line, and to me, I would say in some ways the bar that we are asking women to clear to prove that they were abused by people close to them, I think in some ways is unrealistic. Someone just texted in, she should have staged cameras inside her house so we could have the video proof of this. What are we talking about here? What are we talking about here? So I was not there. I don't know. I would say that there is a measure of a he said, she said component that is always going to exist in these regards if you don't have concrete 4K video. So I don't think we're getting the Rashee Rice video in this. Or not the Rashee Rice, the Ray Rice video, excuse me. We're not getting the Ray Rice. It is obvious these two people are in an elevator. He hit her and is dragging her body. I don't think we're getting the hotel surveillance video from Kareem Hunt. But that's a super serious accusation. That is one of the most serious accusations I think you can make against another person. Hey, this person physically abused me while I was pregnant with their child, and I have photographic evidence and proof that I was abused. I don't know if you can make too much more of a damning accusation against somebody. Honestly, I'm not really sure if you can. There are not too many higher steps up of this person did this to me other than this person abused me. I can document and show you the scratch marks. I can show you all of these things that I'm detailing in this lawsuit. I don't know if you can really accuse someone of much more things that we would deem as a society to be more heinous than that.
I do think, and I'm very happy that lawyer texted in, I do think it's notable, though, and I Googled to make sure, the presumption of innocence does not exist in civil cases. So the idea that if you were a texter texting in that, I don't know, guys, doesn't say there's enough evidence to prove that he did this, that does not matter in a civil case. What matters is, can she prove that this led to damages to get $1 million, which is what she is suing for? Like, that's what matters in this case. And I think that's noteworthy from an NFL perspective, and we'll talk about the football perspective in a little bit, is that the NFL can act and suspend based on what they have, and what they have is, hey, the court could rule in her favor and you owe $1 million, and then they open their own investigation into this.
Yeah, and I guess here, I'm reading this text, and someone says, Rashee Rice's livelihood is at stake. He has done nothing to make us give him the benefit of the doubt, but there has to be some sort of proof. Sorry, C-Dot. I guess I'm asking you guys, more than 27 pictures that she has, what more proof would you need that some form of violence was committed against this woman from the person she is telling us it was committed by? That's what I'm asking. If you were saying, hey, I need more proof than this, tell me what more proof you need than her pictures. I mean, I didn't see Chris Brown hit Rihanna. I've seen the pictures of Rihanna's face afterwards, and she told me that man hit her. What else am I supposed to believe in that scenario? What other conclusion am I supposed to come to? I've seen her injuries after the fight, and she's telling me this person did it. It doesn't make any sense to me. Rob, I do want to go to the phone line. I have a question here. You know we have a rule. I only block you if you're racist or homophobic. Can we please add this person to the list? C-Dot, some women need to be hit. Women are annoying. Go Chiefs. Can we please block that individual?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I know it's violating my own rules, and maybe we need to add that to the rules. I really don't block people often on the show. Don't be racist. Don't be homophobic. I just feel like that text qualifies. Maybe that person just shouldn't text the show anymore.
We don't need to
I can't do it anymore. You're out of here. I can't.
We don't need a special cutout for that person. There's out.
Flagrant one,
done.
2 fouls. You're suspended.
We don't need to go to the monitor.
You're done. All right. I'm happy that you and I are on the same page. Let's go to the phone lines. 913-586-7965. Mario wants to weigh in on this. Hey, Mario, how you doing, man?
What's up, Carrington? Always a pleasure, my brother. Carrington, all I got to say is quack, quack, because if it walks like a duck, it sounds like a duck, it's a duck. And so why she did it is irrelevant. The fact of the matter is, the question I want to ask you is this, Carrington. You're 110% right with your assertion. Second of all, this moves priority up the as far as wide receiver up the Chiefs draft list or acquisition list. Also, what would you do if you're Clark Hunt or Brent Beach sitting at the bargaining table with Rashee Rice? I mean, those guys clearly didn't get to the position they're in by making foolish decisions. And there's no way you can justify even considering signing Rice to an extension simply because when people get money, they become more of who they are. And that's who he is.
Mario, I'm with you, man. I appreciate the phone call. You know we appreciate you on this show. I don't think you guys are going to like this answer. I would say right now the Chiefs shouldn't do anything. I don't think the Chiefs should do anything. I don't think they need to trade Rashee Rice. I don't think they need to cut Rashee Rice. I would just let the entire situation play itself out and then make a decision. The Chiefs have 6 months until games start. I don't think there's any reason to do anything today if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see how the lawsuit plays itself out. Let's see how the rest of the story plays itself out. If your stance right now is cut Rashee Rice, I'm not telling you were wrong to have that opinion. I just don't think you need to make that decision on February 18th. He's not around the team. He's not doing anything. You're not making any moves. You're not doing any of those things. Just sit there. Don't do anything. Let the NFL do their investigation. You do your own investigation. Let the legal process play itself out and then make a decision on the back end. That's what I would tell the Chiefs to do if I'm them right now. I wouldn't release another statement if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs. I wouldn't do anything if I'm the Chiefs. I just sit there. Text line 913-586-7965. Let's go back to the phone lines. Cody calling into the show. Hey, Cody, how you doing, man?
Hey, C-Dot, how are you today?
Doing good, man.
All right. So back before the Instagram post came out, they were talking about trading McDuffie. I was calling for the trade of Rice back then, and unfortunately, Colleen Gold told me I was out of my mind wanting to trade Rice. And now, what are we going to do with him? You either got to cut him or let him go.
No, you're right. I appreciate the phone call. I don't think they need to do either one. I really don't. I don't think they need to do either one right now. I am not here defending him in really any capacity. I'm not. I just think that we are moving a little bit too fast in the Rashee Rice, where I don't think you need to make any decision right now. I don't think it helps the Chiefs right now to cut him in any capacity other than for PR purposes. Just ride it out. Just see what happens. You're not paying him right now. He's under contract, but there are no game checks being handed out right now. There's no team activities at this point. The amount of money that you would even save by cutting Rashee Rice, he's on a rookie contract. He was a second-round draft pick. He's making $1.8 million this year. He's not making any substantial money now at this point. So, it doesn't benefit you right now to just void his deal. We're not talking about a Jerome Tang situation. Now you can fire him with cause and save $18 million. There is just not a reason, I think, to do anything if you are Kansas City other than continue to monitor the situation, be in communication with Rashee Rice, be in communication with his lawyer, be in communication about the NFL, about what you can potentially do when you are then forced to make a decision.
I think that's a fine stance to have here, the Chiefs, right now. But I think if more information comes out, you have to then be prepared for what happens next. Because I can't speak to the Chiefs. Me and you had discussed off and on air, hey, after that Instagram post got deleted, the story we thought kind of was going to go away. It has not gone away. If anything, it has taken a step forward and become a bigger story. So I would have told you 2 weeks ago, I don't think anything's going to happen with Rashee Rice. Now, I think there's a higher likelihood than not that he is going to be suspended by the NFL. So if you're the Chiefs, you got to keep monitoring the situation as it's evolving, because today, I agree with you. Stand pat. Let's just see what happens. But if something else more comes out, I think you need to then evolve with the times and make decisions in real time. But you're right. For today, the best decision for the Chiefs is stand pat. Now, I wouldn't extend him. I wouldn't make him a long-term option for the Chiefs, but I do believe right now standing pat is the Chiefs' only option.
I don't want to read any more text. They're just only going to upset me. Why don't we take a break and we'll come right back, Rob? We'll obviously get back to Rashee Rice. I do want to get more into what I think the potential options are for the Kansas City Chiefs. I will go ahead and give you a preface. I don't think you will like my commentary on that because I think I'm actually on the opposite side of most people when it comes to what you could potentially do with Rashee Rice. We'll get to that coming up in a little bit. Let's play for you guys what Matthew Driscoll had to say. If you don't know who he is now the head coach at Kansas State University. Rob, before we play this, do you think there's any chance they hire him? Do you think there's any chance he's Romeo Crennel? Because I'm guessing we could go back in time. Chiefs fans didn't want Romeo Crennel to be the head coach. But when you beat that Green Bay Packers team back in, 2011, when you beat one of the best NFL regular season teams we've seen over the last 15, 20 years or so, it changed a lot of people's opinion and made them accept hiring Romeo Crennel. Now, it didn't really work, but I would also guess if you're K-State and you're trying to save a little bit of money right now, promoting Matthew Driscoll and it working out for the next 2 years is certainly not the worst thing that could happen. Do you think there's any chance he could potentially win this job?
No. And I think if you're a K-State fan, you don't want him winning the job. When was the last time, and we can open it up to all sports, when was the last time a guy who was given the interim title showed up, did a little bit of winning, and then was the full-time guy? When was the last time that worked out gangbusters? You mentioned Romeo Crennel. There are other examples in sports of, hey, the interim guy was really well-liked, and then they kept him. It always falls apart.
I agree.
It's no disrespect to Matthew Driscoll, who I didn't really know. Did you know, by the way, he's the meme?
I did know that, which is just very weird because then I would say, you're right, the interim coach doesn't work, but the coach in waiting does work.
I know, it's very odd.
Which is super odd because John Shire worked. He was the coach in waiting. It worked. Marcus Freeman worked. Same concept. He was around. It's not like he was the offensive coordinator somewhere else, and this was a succession plan for Notre Dame. So it's not like we don't have examples of elevating a top assistant, not going outside the family and making this hire. So I'm just thinking about it out loud. I mean, if you just paid $18.7 million for Jerome Tang, we believe they're going to pay a significant amount of money, and you're trying to save money if you're K-State. Because for 2 weeks, you and I, all we heard from K-State fans is how we don't have this money, how we're trying to give all the money in the world to football because we think we can make the playoff next year. Hiring Matthew Driscoll will save you a little bit of money. It absolutely would. Now, let's see how the season plays itself out. They won yesterday. I mean, they beat Baylor. Baylor's not that good. Let's see how it could.
To be fair, K-State's worse than Baylor.
Yeah, I mean, they're worse than everybody. They're worse than everybody. The way them boys were playing with Jerome Tang, they might have lost to UMKC. They were terrible at the end of the season. Here is Matthew Driscoll. He is now the coach at K-State.
So, no. Not
Zero.
at all. I don't want it to be the head coach. I didn't come here to be the head coach. But I understand too that my responsibility, right? I have a contract and my responsibility. And so sitting in that seat or making those decisions or all those kind of things, I can do that. But there's no joy in that at all for me. Because of why I'm doing it. Like there's just no joy for me for that. And I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I mean, I get it. I do understand if you're Matt Driscoll. I saw some K-State fans at work. I get it. It's an emotional time right now for K-State. If I was watching my college basketball team just get beaten night in and night out, everybody nationally is talking about this. I understand you're a little emotional right now. I get it. I understand. I really do understand. I imagine you're very close to Jerome Tang. He gave you an opportunity. He brought you in. He got let go. You maybe don't like the circumstances in which he got let go, but you have been asked to do a job. You want to finish out this season. You want to do right by the kids. You want to do right by your players. You want to do right by the assistant coaches who are still there. I understand being very torn and conflicted about what's happening if you're Matt Driscoll. I do get that. And I will give him a lot of credit. I didn't watch a whole large portion of the game. I think that K-State time, I won't be watching K-State in full until I get the chance to watch their football team. There's no reason to watch this basketball team in 2020. None. There's not much reason to watch this team. But from what I saw, they did play hard yesterday. They went out. They played with a lot of energy. You could tell the crowd was re-energized. Yesterday, for a team that has not had a lot to smile about this basketball season, they got to go home happy for once. And there's a value in that. There's a value in I bought a ticket. I made a choice on a Tuesday night to come out and watch my college basketball team. They put on a good performance. They beat somebody, and I get to drive home happy. I mean, they've only won 2 games in 2026. They won 2 games this year. You ain't had a whole lot to smile about if you're a K-State fan. So the fact that K-State had a good day yesterday, and they have not had a good day in they haven't had a good day in over a month if you've been cheering for Kansas State basketball, that has some value. Good for them.
Good for them. The more I think about this, I'm circling back to your question about, how the coach in waiting seems to work, but the interim doesn't. And the text line is full of coach in waiting examples. I think one of the reasons, the more I think about it is, if you are a fired coach and an interim takes over, he was on your staff. That's part of the failed staff. Like, no disrespect to Matthew Driscoll, but I think if I'm a K-State fan, of which I am not one, but if I was one,
here you go. You had to throw that in. You know what I was wrong to throw that in there.
If I don't want Matthew Driscoll because he was the lead guy standing next to the guy who failed miserably. It's really different than you mentioned Marcus Freeman. Brian Kelly was working at Notre Dame.
And then you just hired the top assistant. Yeah.
I mean, someone on the text was like, well, Ryan Day's a success. Urban Meyer was working. You hire Ryan Day. It wasn't like
Urban Meyer. They were already in the college football playoff. So, now you got a future NFL quarterback, a future NFL. Yeah, I agree with you. That's a great point.
It's different than K-State where, for the football analogy, can you imagine if Ole Miss was 2-10 and fired Lane Kiffin? They're like, we're going to go with Pete Golding. You'd be mad. The guy who's the top assistant under this monstrosity is what we're going with. So I think Matthew Driscoll will probably get a head coaching job. He'll go back to North Florida or somewhere like that. And there's no shame in that. But I don't think that if you're a K-State fan, you want the guy who was the right-hand man of the failings and was on the bench with the failings to stick around and be the next head guy. Hey, you watched as P.J. Haggerty gave, half-hearted effort for 20 games. You're the guy. No, he can't be the guy.
I want to play this audio for you guys. Now, I don't want this to sound like I'm media guy that talks tough. But I try to talk to everybody that comes on the show with a measure of respect. You are doing our show a favor. You have decided to give our show 10, 15 minutes. So I try to talk to everybody with respect. There's no reason not to talk to people with respect. I don't understand how in these scenarios, though, if you were the media, you ask a question and then these coaches kind of snap back, and I get it. But then I think you've seen in these scenarios where the coaches just kind of talk a little crazy to you. I want to see one of these media people snap back at one of these coaches. Listen to what happened yesterday with UCLA.
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
you should take it.
The preparation of the
you really think I care about the other
No, I don't think you care about the other
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody, this is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about.
Yeah, I just don't like that. I mean, I wouldn't say he raised his voice. He spoke more loudly. I don't think that's the same as raising your voice. And I just don't like in these scenarios, these coaches just feel like they can talk to you any old kind of way. In that situation, bro, we're two grown men. I don't care what your job is. I didn't talk to you crazy. Why do you feel like you have to talk to me crazy? I just don't like that. I always feel like in these scenarios, these coaches or these players, they just know who they can talk to like this. That felt very wildly inappropriate. Where I was like, oh, you got to be professional. He wasn't being professional. I asked the man a normal question. He said, I'm going to give you kudos. I then said, I accept your kudos. He then went back and forth. And then like, bro, I'm not one of your players. I'm not one of your students. We two grown men here trying to do a job. I hate when coaches do that kind of stuff. It's bullying 101. And we just let coaches do this because they can just talk to people any old kind of way. It's nonsense to me. We'll get back to Rashee Rice coming up at the top of the hour. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on Kansas City's only FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, folks, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here. Many men remember their first time. Not that first time. I'm talking about the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined that special moment. And if you're over 50, then the chances are then you've experienced this before. That first time can be frustrating. It can be a little bit embarrassing. But here's the good news. At Heartland Men's Health, that first time can also be the last time. Heartland Men's Health specializes in treating ED when the pills and herbals fail. With a success rate of over 90%, many men see results just after one visit. So your first visit is just $99, which includes a consult, lab work, and if medically advised, you get a test dose. And if it doesn't work right there in the office, then your visit is on the house. So don't let ED define your sex life. Call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or check out the website, heartlandmenshealth.com today. You can also stop by and visit any of the 3 area locations, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City. Be sure to stop by Heartland Men's Health.
Whether you're commuting to work or heading out for a fast coffee break, getting an auto insurance quote is just a tap away. With AAA, you're always connected, so you can focus on the road ahead. Rest easy knowing AAA's got you covered, no matter where life takes you. AAA, we're always with you. To start your quote, visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
Football season is over, but there's still plenty to bet at Circa Sports. From pro and college basketball, hockey, and everything in between, Circa Sports has it all. Circa Sports isn't just sports betting, it's sports betting the way it should be. High betting limits, player-friendly pricing, and exceptional customer service. Whether you're looking for futures on March hoops, props on your favorite players, and more, Circa Sports has you covered. Download the Circa Sports app or visit circasports.com today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Not sure how to tackle your taxes? Are you sweating the small print? You may be experiencing FOMO, the fear of messing up. The answer? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it with a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. It's time to take your taxes to the max. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
Ah, the most beautiful time of year is upon us. Tax season. And TaxSlayer is here to help you file. We guarantee 100% accuracy and your maximum refund. Those are some good numbers. And you can trust me, because I'm a talking calculator. Did I mention TaxSlayer even has support from real US-based humans? If you have any questions along the way, beat the rush and start for free today. TaxSlayer. File fearlessly.
This is the story of the one.
As an HVAC technician, he and his digital multimeter are in high demand. So when a noisy office HVAC turns out to be a failing blower motor, he doesn't break a sweat. With Grainger's easy-to-use website and product information, he selects the product he needs to keep everything humming right along. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
This was brought to you by DM Injury Law. Mike's got this. We've got a crash in Liberty, 35 northbound, just past 152 highway. Right lane is blocked, and I see big backups. Shawnee, that crash still working. 2 right lanes are blocked. 35 southbound, just before Johnson. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Follow the station on Instagram at TheFan965 for giveaways and behind-the-scenes content.
Someone on the text line asked this question. C-Dot, why do you think Tyreek is in Kansas City today? I think there could be 1,000 different reasons on why Tyreek is in Kansas City. I don't think that Tyreek is in Kansas City to meet with the Chiefs today. I do not believe that. I have no reason to believe that. I don't think he can meet with the Chiefs today, actually. I don't think he can. The league year has not started. He is a free agent now. I don't think he can. It could be anything for Tyreek. One of Tyreek's kids could live in Kansas City. He could be here to see a doctor. He could be here because he wants to work out with a specific trainer. I'm not trying to not answer the question. I guess I don't have reason to believe that he is here on official NFL business, is what I'm saying. I don't think that Tyreek is here and he is having some conversation with the Chiefs in a capacity of rejoining the team. Do you think so, Rob?
No, I do not think he's here meeting with the team. I guess, it's possible, but I would be stunned. I think it could be any number of things. I would put meeting with the team very low. I also think Tyreek Hill is becoming really good at social media because he knows when he posts that what's going to happen. He knows that, hey, I'm in Kansas City at 11:30 in the morning. I'm going to geotag where I'm at, and people are going to immediately jump to conclusions. But I don't think he's just meeting with the Chiefs 24 hours after being cut with an injury designation. I don't think that's what's happening at all.
Yeah, I could be wrong. Text line 913-586-7965. You lived in Kansas City for 8 years. I'm sure you've built up some relationships. So I think he could be in for a lot of different reasons. I continue to see this. Have people been talking about this Xavier Worthy, Marvin Harrison Jr. story?
I told you this morning that tweet exists. I don't think it's real, but that tweet exists.
I saw it. I'm asking, have people been talking about it?
No. Okay. I don't think real people have been talking about it.
You sure? I'm not hating on anybody. Have people been talking about this? Because do people know where this story came from? We can look up the account that it came from. Do people know where this story came from? And if we are doing the say it out loud test, do people believe that this is a realistic possibility that this could happen? Because I don't believe it at all.
I think the initial report is a person who has less Twitter followers than me.
Yeah,
and I'm nobody.
I would say, I guess, if you want to entertain the possibility of it being real, if that is a possibility for the Chiefs, they should make that trade immediately.
Yeah, and the Cardinals GM should be fired immediately.
That too. That too.
And by the way, it's not because Marvin Harrison Jr. is just, he's tearing up in the league. It's just a bad trade. Just the verbiage of the tweet is a blockbuster. No.
I have a rule on the internet. I'm not saying you got to follow this rule, but I have a rule on the internet, and I got this rule from Facebook. Now, I'm sure by now you see on Facebook, you see a lot of people and accounts that just pop up and they have a news story. And then there's always click the link on the bottom. And then I started seeing the link that people wanted you to click on. And I'm like, I am not getting my news from this website. If it's not coming from ABC, CBS, Fox, SB Nation, Huffington, if it's not coming from a news source that I've ever heard before, then maybe I shouldn't be getting my news from that place. Now, I don't know the individual that started this, but you know who I'm not believing with trade rumors? Adam Farrell. That's who I'm not believing. I'm not believing Adam Farrell with news stories. Just like if I tweeted this out, you know who I would not believe? Carrington Harrison. That's who I would not believe. I would not believe me if I was a national person. I would not believe my trade rumor and source when it came to that. That's not my lane. That's not my lane. I also want to point out that the same person that tweeted out that, he also has another tweet, because I'm on his Twitter account, that says, report, the NFL is strongly considering replacing the American flag with the world flag next season. Quote, we play all over the world now, on a quote that he is attributing to Roger Goodell. That is the same person that is reporting this trade rumor from Marvin Harrison and Xavier Worthy. So if you have given this any amount of thought, or any amount of conversation, I just want you to know that's other things that he is reporting. Please stop believing this.
Does he spell Roger Goodell's name right, at least?
Please stop believing this. What does the world flag look like? Have you seen this before?
It's going to be at every game, buddy.
I'm just saying.
Get ready.
I'm serious.
And he's got a quote and everything. Good luck proving him wrong.
Can I read to you his description? Because I don't know. I really try not to listen to other people's shows because I don't want to hear their take. Like, oh, I heard that earlier. Like, maybe we have the same take. It was certainly not by design. Can I read to you the person that, because I found this person's bio, the person that came up with the conversation about Xavier Worthy and Marvin Harrison Jr. NFL insider and reporter, home of the Atom Bomb, host of Inside the Offseason with Adam Farrell, turn on notifications for all NFL parody updates. And parody, not like even playing field and competition.
ODY
parody like
parody.
a joke.
Yep.
He has 7,457 followers. That's the guy we're taking NFL reports from? I'm just asking.
And the text line makes a great point. If you think Worthy and Harrison Jr. are about to be a trade, I got good news about beachfront property out in Overland Park.
They got that?
Adam Farrell says so.
I'm trying to move, so you know I'm looking for that.
Whenever he's trying to do his own Woj bombs, just okay.
Calling it an atom bomb is nuts.
Yeah,
that's nuts. I would just leave that alone. I did not hear this, Rob. Sometimes you come into the office with great enthusiasm, and I'm all for. When you tell me that you're enthused about something, I try to make sure that we talk about it because it's important. I don't want you to ever feel like this is my show. It's not. It's our show. So when you tell me I want to talk about Darren Peterson being Kobe Bryant, of course we can talk about it. Now, I don't know why you don't want to talk about the fact that he changed his avatar to Michael Myers and then shot 3 for 10 from the field. I feel like we would talk about if there was a Missouri player that if Mark Mitchell had done that, you would be cooking Mark Mitchell. But I get it. I understand. So you came in excited. Hey, did you hear what John Sherman had to say about the stadium? I was like, no, I didn't hear it. You want to play it for me? He's like, no, I'll cut it and we can talk about it on the show. I was like, all right. It's 14 seconds. So he clearly had a lot to say. You told me we had to play this today, so let's listen to it.
We're still evaluating.
I heard enough. I don't need to hear any more of the seconds. We're still evaluating. Okay. All right. Tell us when you're no longer evaluating, whatever your plan is. I don't need another Royals update. Not a single update. I don't need another Royals update. Not another one. They can take more time. They don't have to have this resolved by opening day. Like they're making $1 billion, they're making a 30, 40-year decision. It might not happen on my timetable, and that's fine. I don't need any more updates on it. I don't want an update. I want the news. I don't want updates. I want the story. I want the tomorrow we are ready to tell you the plan, not this.
We're still evaluating.
Okay. All right. Well, if you're still evaluating, there's nothing to talk about. You're still thinking about it. Good luck. Good luck to you guys. Great luck to you guys.
They've been in evaluation mode for 4 years now.
Been in evaluation for a long time. This is like, eventually your friend's gonna get engaged, but you just like, bro, y'all been dating for a while, man. Like, when are you gonna eventually pop the question? Oh man, I'm trying to save up money, man. I gotta get this ring. Okay. Y'all been together for 3 years. You ain't been putting money aside. Okay. All right, man. All right, cool. Hey. Good luck to you. I'm cheering for you. Whenever you guys get married, I'll be at the wedding. I'm just going to stop asking you about it. I don't need to ask you about it anymore. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll get back to the top story. A lot of you want the Chiefs to cut Rashee Rice right now. I don't agree. We'll talk about it. Keep right here. It's The Drive.
Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5, The Fan.
This one brought to you by DM Injury Law. Mike's got this. We've got a crash in Liberty, 35 northbound, just past 152 highway. Right lane is blocked, and I see big backups. Shawnee, that crash still working. 2 right lanes are blocked. 35 southbound, just before Johnson. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes every college basketball parlay worth more, the Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. Start building your combo. Add 1 leg and add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take it with your college basketball parlays. Just open up the FanDuel app, choose your college hoop markets, and apply your Boost Builder token and watch that percentage climb with every pick you lock in. So if you want to bet on players or if you want to bet a team to have a dominant Saturday, the best way to do it is with our friends over at FanDuel. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued in non-withdrawable Boost Booster tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
This is Kevin Harlan, and I'm here with Rob Seid of Rob Seid Ford. Fresh off a record-breaking year and a successful run at Ford's 2025 Top Volume Award. Rob, how did you do it?
Kevin, it's simple. We pulled out all the stops on price, on trade values, on inventory, and made sure our customers got an experience they couldn't find anywhere else.
Well, the race isn't over. 2026 is here, and you're back in the chase again.
That's right, and we're going even harder this year. More inventory, more aggressive trade-in values, and a buying experience other dealers just can't match.
Well, you're not just talking, you've got the receipts. Kansas City's only top-rated Ford dealer on Google, 4.8 stars with nearly 3,000 reviews. Voted best car dealership in Kansas City by KC Magazine.
The recognition matters, but what actually matters is how you feel when you call or visit Rob Seid Ford.
Inventory, value, transparency, and no pressure. That's why people keep coming back.
Come see us at 135th and State Line or visit us online at robsight.com.
Rob Seid Ford. Buy right. Drive happy.
I'm somewhere on a beach. Get lost with Dierks Bentley. Off the Map Tour. Dierks Bentley Live. I'm drunk on a plane. Playing Morton Amphitheater Saturday, June 13th with Ricky Skaggs and Kentucky Thunder and Owen Regley. Dierks Bentley. What was I thinking? On sale Friday, 10 a.m. at livenation.com. Don't miss Dierks Bentley live Saturday, June 13th at Morton Amphitheater.
Country music superstar Luke Bryan. Live. Word on the Street Tour. July 9th, Morton Amphitheater. With special guests, Shane Prophet, Ray Lynn, Lauren Watkins, and DJ Rock. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Don't miss Luke Bryan in concert.
That's another amazing run by Team USA.
Mom, think I'll be on Team USA one day?
Well, I'll take this one.
What? Are you speaking to us?
Yes, and to answer your question, anything's possible, especially with Xfinity.
So, I can be the best snowboarder ever?
Well, I can't guarantee that, but Xfinity can guarantee that your internet price won't change for 5 years.
Okay. What if I practice every day?
Then maybe you'll be snowboarding for Team USA at the next Olympic Winter Games. And Mom, you'll still be paying the same price for Wi-Fi.
Ooh, really stuck the landing there.
It's the Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 2 years. That's a $10.99 value per month. Xfinity. Imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and auto pay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Actual speeds vary.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Park & Go, the best deals on airport parking.
Heading out of town this winter? Snow, ice, and cold temps are stressful enough. Airport parking shouldn't be. Park & Go makes it easy with online reservations, fast free shuttles, and all spots are covered to keep your car protected from winter weather. Reserve your spot today at bookparkandgo.com.
Look out for Max Minute on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. This is Kansas City's FM sports station, 96.5, The Fan, KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
I always hate when I have to offer up these disclaimers before we start a segment, but I already know what the text line is going to say. How can you defend them? I'm not. I promise you I'm not. But always when we have these kinds of stories, there is the moral way of looking at things, which I'm not telling you you're wrong to see it that way. But then there is the football, financial, and business side of things. So for this segment, I'm going to talk about the Rashee Rice situation solely through the eyes of team building, roster building, and what is in the best interest from the Chiefs from a football perspective. So I just want to give that caveat before we start. You cannot cut Rashee Rice right now if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. You cannot make that decision if you are them. Number one, financially, it saves you no money to do this. None. If the Chiefs just outright cut Rashee Rice right now, they would save $1.5 million. It's nothing. It's nothing. So just from a financial standpoint, it does them absolutely no good to cut Rashee Rice at this point. I guess the second point would also be is I think the Chiefs owe it to their football team to let the investigation play out in its entirety before making a decision. Now, I have no clue what tomorrow could bring. She might add something. She might file another lawsuit. She might post more pictures. She might have recording of a phone conversation. So all of this is in real time, and this is my opinion today. But based on that one lawsuit that we have, the number one thing I think the Chiefs can do is sit tight. You do your investigation, whatever your process is, you bring Rashee Rice in, you talk to him, you have a serious conversation with him, his agent, his lawyer. I think you have all these conversations in private. And tell him to sit tight. Don't tweet. Don't post on social media anymore. Don't get into any more trouble. Let's see how this situation plays itself out. Now, this is another part of the football conversation that I'm not telling you how I think it should be, but I'm telling you how it is. There is very little upside in a roster building, football building standpoint in doing the right thing. Yes, in an ideal world, you would cut Rashee Rice and not a single team in the National Football League would touch Rashee Rice. In an ideal world, what he is accused of doing from his mother of his children is so egregious, so distasteful that if the Chiefs said right now, we don't want to be associated with this in any capacity, we are cutting Rashee Rice, another team would claim him off waivers. Why would you not? There's no penalty in doing it. He's not worth any money. His value could never be lower than what it is right now. And what if the situation resolves itself? There's a chance that Rashee Rice is just not suspended for week one. There's a chance that he and this woman reach a financial agreement. This is not a criminal matter at this point. This is a civil matter at this point. Very important to note. He is not being charged with anything. This is a civil suit. He pays the civil suit. The civil suit goes away. You are out of the public consciousness. You are out of PR, and everybody moves forward. There's a chance that he doesn't get suspended. The worst thing that could happen then in that scenario is, you could have had Rashee Rice on your team. You did the right thing. You made the moral stance. You took a stance against domestic violence, which is obviously the correct stance to take. Well, now he gets claimed by another team. He plays in all 17 games this year. He balls out this season, and you could have had that guy on your roster, and you got absolutely nothing for it other than a PR pat on the back for you making the right decision, which is, again, the correct thing to do. This cutthroat business of competition in 32 teams, all dog eat dog, you do not get any awards for that decision. The Chiefs made the decision to move on from Kareem Hunt. The NFL made it where nobody could claim Kareem Hunt, and then the moment he was eligible, a team picked him up. The moment he was available, another team did it. Another team would claim Rashee Rice. I don't know which team. I'm guessing multiple teams would take a chance on Rashee Rice. Financially, this is the right time to do it. He's still on a rookie deal. He's not in line to get paid. Even if Rashee Rice got a 6-game suspension for next year, for no money attached to it, there's a lot of teams that would take a chance on 11 games of Rashee Rice for next season at what his base salary is going to be for this upcoming season at $1.5 million. He's making no money at 26 years old, and now he's, a year and a half removed from the ACL, and he's fully healthy. You expect Rashee Rice to go out and be a pretty decent receiver this year. I guess the other side of it would be then a potential trade. What would you trade for Rashee Rice right now? Let's say that Brett Veach picked up the phone and said, I'm done with this guy. I'm tired of it. All he has done is cause me problems. All he has done is cause me headaches. I'm willing to give him to you. What do you think you get back for Rashee Rice right now? A guy who has had a good career, hasn't had a great career, hasn't had that monster season. You think you get a second-round pick for him? No chance. You think you get a third-round pick for Rashee Rice? No chance. You think you get a fifth or a sixth-round pick for Rashee Rice? Probably. Somebody would absolutely buy low on Rashee right now. Why would you not? A 6th-round pick, especially if you're a team that has a bunch of them. I don't know exactly who that team is off the top of my head, but Rob, I'm guessing there's a team out there with 3 6th-round picks. Yes, I would use one of those picks on Rashee Rice. Why would you not? I absolutely would take a chance on Rashee Rice. So again, I want you guys to separate the two from this. There is a moral component to this, which if your stance is, I'm fed up with this, I'm tired of this, I hate dealing with this guy's not a representation of Chiefs Kingdom, we don't want him around. I'm not telling you you are wrong, but we also got to factor in the football side of it is they are not playing football games right now, and this is an active process. So there is no rush, in my opinion, to go out and make a move. And all of the frustration that you feel, I think, is very fair. But I also know if it's November and nothing happens to Rashee Rice and he finally puts it together and he is balling out for fill-in-the-blank team, there will be a measure of, I can't believe we reacted so soon. So you don't have to do anything right now. Sometimes the best move is not making a move. Sometimes the right decision is just not being forced into making a decision. Sit back. This is not the number one story on SportsCenter. Like, I can go on ESPN.com right now. I'm going to assume it's not on the headline. It's the second headline. But we all know how this works, Rob. In 48 hours, where do we think the Rashee Rice news is going to be? Off of the headlines.
You have to search for it on the NFL page.
Kansas City will be the only people talking about this story. If there's a video, that changes it. If there's audio, it changes it. Just sit back. Let's see how the rest of the summer plays itself out. Let's see how Rashee Rice resolves this situation. Again, this is a civil matter. This could get dropped instantly. I use the example of Puff. I just use it because it's a very prominent example. How we found out about Puff was a lawsuit from Cassie, very similar to the one that was filed. She went to him for a payout. He didn't pay. She filed the lawsuit. He then settled with her the next day. Now, there was criminal charges. We saw, obviously, how the court played itself out. But let's just see what happens here. Xavier Worthy was in a similar situation last year. It was a he said, she said with an ex-girlfriend. He paid her. They released a joint statement that said they were moving on with their lives, and nothing happened with Xavier Worthy. There was no more incident with Xavier Worthy. There was no more stories from this other person. I assume she took a nice 6-figure payout to go live the rest of her life, and we will hopefully never hear from her again, at least not in that capacity. Let's just see what happens with Rashee Rice. So I'm saying right now, I just wouldn't do anything. I wouldn't release a statement if I'm the Chiefs. I wouldn't react if I'm the Kansas City Chiefs. I would release the exact same statement we released a couple of weeks ago. It is an ongoing investigation. When we know, you'll know. And I would just continue to play this thing out behind the scenes and see what happens. I think that's the only way to do it.
I agree with you, and I understand why teams do that. But I do think if you are Brett Veach, whoever, I don't think you now extend Rashee Rice. I understand that's a different conversation than cutting versus keeping. But based on the information at hand, I don't think you do anything. You stand pat. But I think if you were having negotiations with his agent, with him about a long-term extension, I think you stop those conversations immediately and you let this play out. But I do think we are 6-7 months away from football games. Wait, more news is going to come out. More information is going to come out. More something will come out. Maybe the league will act. Maybe he'll be put on the commissioner's list. There's a lot of things that can happen between now and September, whatever, or even between now and St. Joe. I know that fans don't have to like it, and I personally don't like it either. I would prefer the moral road. But the smart team building mode is you stand pat. Now, like you said, tomorrow something new comes out, you change. Like remember, Kareem Hunt, initially when the news came out from TMZ, the Chiefs stood pat. Then the video came out, and the Chiefs then made a move. But as of now, I think it's a wait and see mode for the NFL and for the Chiefs.
Yeah, and someone on here, C-Dot, can't we tag him next year and make him prove that he can stay out of trouble? I can't be more. I would not do anything. I wouldn't be interested in Rashee Rice past this season based on all of the information we have now. So no, I am not reaching a franchise tag with Rashee Rice that would guarantee him the amount of money that comes with the franchise tag. You guys feel good about giving Rashee Rice $23 million guaranteed? I would, you know what? I actually looked it up. The wide receiver franchise tag is $28 million guaranteed. I don't feel so great about giving Rashee Rice that amount of money. I don't think we need to have any future conversation with Rashee Rice. That's it. Someone on the text line says, in CDOT, then say you don't care. Don't take a moral high ground and say don't do anything. Why wait for the league to act? Because the league does not reward you for taking the moral high ground. The league does not reward you. They do not. So right now, if the Chiefs came out all mad and angry and cut him today, like, we think that Roger Goodell is going to come out and thank the Chiefs for their great service, and they're going to take this very super serious stance. That's just not how they operate. So we just got to operate with the rules that the league is. And what I would say, one thing that is unfair about this situation is other teams are able to benefit in these scenarios. And until they figure out a way to do that, I just don't think it benefits you to just outright release a guy in these scenarios because he will get claimed. It's not like we don't think Rashee Rice is ever playing football again. We absolutely think he's playing football again. I think he's playing football in 2026 this year. I think he is doing it. I think from a financial standpoint, the best place for the Chiefs is for him to be doing it with them. Or if you feel that strongly about it, then keep him on the team and just make him inactive. Why let him get the opportunity to go ball out and go play for Buffalo? Why give him the chance to go ball out and go play for Philadelphia? Or give him the chance to go ball out and play for Denver? Why give him the opportunity? You ain't saving no money by keeping him on the roster. But what we're not going to do is just cut you, let you take a 3-game suspension, and then you can just go walk and go play with whatever team you want to go play with and be a free agent at the end of it. That sounds like a reward to me at the end of it. The reward in all of this is that Rashee Rice could just get cut from the Chiefs, clear waivers, and be a free agent and then determine what team you want to play for. So the league, to me, just doesn't reward you doing the right thing. I could see if they were giving you a draft pick by making this decision. If you cut him right now, you get absolutely nothing, and then he has the freedom to do whatever he wants. That's just not how I would handle this situation right now if I'm Kansas City. I get it. If you want to cut Rashee Rice because of what he's accused of, I absolutely get it. I would just say right now, from a purely football decision, that is an emotional decision. And I just don't know if you can run your business in a hyper-competitive market the way that the National Football League is. I don't know if you can make decisions being hyper-emotional in the face of everything that's happening. And I think usually the organizations that win are the one that can sit back. I mean, people would have cut Tyreek Hill a couple of years ago in the middle of it. That would have been the wrong football decision to make if you had cut Tyreek Hill a couple of summers ago because of what he was accused of. It would have absolutely been the wrong decision to make. Then let Tyreek be a free agent at the end of all of that. So that's where I'm coming from a football perspective. We can take your phone calls on this, 913-586-7965. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Hold on tight. Things are spinning into action. At Harris, Kansas City on Saturday, February 28th, it's the $50,000 Spincredible event. Take your turn at the giant prize wheel and spin your way up to $5,000 in free play. And the excitement keeps turning because at 10 p.m., one lucky winner will walk away with $50,000 in cash. Keep those entries rolling with 5 times entries on Sundays, February 15th, 22nd, and Friday, February 27th. Spin big, win big. Only at Harris's Kansas City. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
When the cold weather takes over KC, AB May is the trusted name for keeping your home warm. From furnace repairs to system replacements, we're always happy to help. Right now, we're offering 0% interest for 72 months on select heating and cooling systems. Trusted by generations of KC homeowners, AB May is committed to doing things the right way every time. Call 913-732-9993 or visit abmay.com.
Call your serviceman from AB May.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays. Live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? Using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
You know that Big Bargain detergent jug is 80% water, right? It doesn't clean as well.
80% water? I thought I was getting a better deal because it's so big.
If you want a better clean, Tide Pods are only 12% water. The rest is pure, concentrated cleaning ingredients.
Oh, let me make an announcement.
Attention shoppers, if you want a real deal, try Tide Pods.
Stop paying for watered-down detergents. Pay for clean. If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Pods. Water content based on the leading bargain liquid detergent.
When it's time to replace your appliances, Lowe's has you covered. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. And members get more like free delivery, haul away, basic installation and parts, and a 2-year Lowe's protection plan when you spend $2,500 or more on select major appliances. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 2/25 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Excludes Massachusetts, Maryland, Wisconsin, New Jersey, Florida. Loyalty program subject to terms and conditions. Visit Lowe's.com/terms for details. Subject to change.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Peters Clothiers. We've got the Crash and Liberty 35 northbound, but just past 152 Highway. It is the right lane blocked. Crash near Raytown 435 southbound past 350 Highway. It is the right lane blocked there. The last 3 days of the winter sale happening now at Peters Clothiers. Save up to 50% off all suits, sport coats, and sportswear. Save big with sizes to fit every man. Peters Clothiers, 124th and State Line. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Juju Smith-Schuster from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
A lot of people are making a comparison to the Kareem Hunt. So we were talking about this, and I was just looking at it through a football roster building standpoint. And a lot of people are making the point that the Chiefs instantly moved on Kareem Hunt. What makes that different than them instantly moving on Rashee Rice? I think there's a couple noticeable differences. The Kareem Hunt video came out during the middle of the season. There is an inherent timeline that has to be placed on it because there is a game that is quickly coming up. And are you going to let him play in the game? Now, this is why the commissioner's list exists. So if you get placed on the commissioner list, the NFL has just quite simply made the decision for you. Hey, we're going to sit you down for a little bit while we do our investigation, and then we'll take you off the commissioner's list. So I think what was really important, at least when it came to Kareem Hunt, is Kareem Hunt got released. He was then placed on the commissioner's list for the remainder of the season. So I went back and I looked it up because I was curious. It was toward the end of November, so it was November 30th that he got placed on this. He then sat the rest of the regular season, sat the postseason, and then got a suspension on the other end. So, I mean, Kareem Hunt missed 14 games, essentially, for the incident, for the video being found out. It's February. If this lawsuit had came out in September, we'd be having a very different conversation because I think the league would step in and do something about it. I think he'd be placed on the commissioner's list if this story had come out. I don't think that's what we're talking about here. I don't think that's what we were talking about. So I think the fact that the Kareem Hunt incident happened during the season, this is now happening in February, changes it. You got 6 months to do something if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. They had 6 days to make a decision when it came to Kareem Hunt, and then the league ultimately made a decision. I also think, and I'm not saying it's right or wrong, the Kareem Hunt thing was a much higher profile case than what this is. I would say for the most part, this is just a Kansas City conversation, and this is not really crossed over into being a national conversation. The Kareem Hunt at one point was the top story in the National Football League. Remember, he sat down with Lisa Salters, and he did a big interview about it. So I just think in terms of the outside pressure and PR for it, I think it was a completely different set of circumstances. So that's what I just think makes this very different. Again, if your stance is, I don't want Rashee Rice on the team, cut him right now, I'm not telling you that is the wrong stance to have. But from a football perspective, I don't think it does the Chiefs any good today on February 18th to release their number one wide receiver. There is absolutely no pressure to, and they have all the time in the world to let's see how things play itself out. You still got time between now and the draft to outright release him if that's what you want to do. More information, more stories come out. You go into the draft. Hey, we know Rashee Rice isn't going to be there now. I would tell the Chiefs to plan accordingly. I would say even if you don't believe what happened, I don't really see a high probability of Rashee Rice being on the team next year. So for 2027, I don't see a high probability. So we see a lot of teams start to prepare for what the future is going to look like. You had Brandon Albert at left tackle. We went out and got Eric Fisher. We know next year. They planned ahead when it came to right tackle. They got Jalen Moore. We had Jawan Taylor over on the right side. Whenever Jawan Taylor gets cut, we know who's going to slide over. Why not start the conversation of preparing for life after Rashee Rice? Maybe that life starts in May. Maybe it starts next February. But the Chiefs need to start actively preparing for the possibility that Rashee Rice is not going to play under a second contract in Kansas City.
That part, I agree 100% with you. I think no matter the outcome of these allegations, I believe that Kareem Hunt on the brain. Rashee Rice is one and done in Kansas City. Whatever happens this 1 year, whether he's suspended, whether he's from the commissioner's list, whatever have you, I don't think there is a world where Rashee Rice is in February of 2027 a Chief. I think we will view him the same way we view Leo Chenal. He's a player we haven't really considered returning to the Chiefs. Not an insult to Leo Chenal, but just a guy who his time is over. We're moving on. Everyone goes a different direction.
I'm also not against him coming back on a very cheap deal. I would say it's very different. Where like if Rice wanted to come back on a cheap deal, hey, our agreement is just done. We're done and we're ready to move forward. I get the point that you were making. I just wanted to add that for Chenal.
You're right. He's a player that we would not be open to a cheap, hey, maybe he'll get back pennies on the dollar. He's a thank you for your service, goodbye type of player. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I think he is one and done in Kansas City. Now, I don't know that one is going to include 17 games. I think the NFL could offer a fact that he ends up on the commissioner's list. I think the Chiefs could investigate it further and find out, hey, we're going to let him go. I just don't imagine a scenario where he's on this roster past a certain time. It is worth noting the Chiefs have put out an official statement per Nate Taylor.
I'm assuming it's the same statement they always make.
It is as vanilla as can be. The club is aware and remains in communication with the National Football League.
That's it.
It's exactly what you said it needed to be. The club is aware and remains in communication with the National Football League.
That's the right stance to have. On February 18th, that is the correct position to be in. We obviously know, and we are aware of this. We are investigating. When we have news, we'll let you know. We'll let you know. I want to play this for you guys, and we'll move on from this. We'll get back to it coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. I do want to talk about some roster building. So the Chiefs were way over the cap. Now, they are just a little bit over the cap. We asked Mike Ginnetti, this was a couple of weeks ago, we asked him how the Chiefs can get out of the salary cap issue that they are in. They are starting the process.
Because there's fully guaranteed salaries for both Mahomes and for Chris Jones. So you push that down the line a little bit. I did the same with Trey Smith. And then finally, you can get out of this Juwan Taylor contract, which is going to save you $20 million of cap space right there. So those four moves specifically are going to free yourself up, close to cap neutral here. And then it's about some tougher decisions about players you might have to move on from, maybe a trade or two, as we've seen Kansas City be pretty aggressive with in March. And like I said, some moves to continue to push this cap down the line. But really, it's addressing the 4 or 5 big contracts on your books, mostly players you want to keep around here for long term, and you can free yourself up to about cap neutral. And then it's about getting yourself to $30 million or $40 million for the draft and free agency.
We'll get back to this. I actually just saw that Rashee Rice's attorney released a statement. We'll read it to you here coming up in a bit. I don't want to just switch gears that quickly. I do want to talk about the Patrick Mahomes restructure. I guess the most simplistic way of describing a restructure, and Rob, tell me if this is an incorrect way of doing it. Let's say that you make $200,000 for the year, but the company's fiscal year is coming up. What a restructure allows you to do is, out of that $200,000 salary, instead of getting your paycheck every 2 weeks or your game checks, they can just make the decision to pay you a large majority of that up front. So your salary during their fiscal year is a lot cheaper, which looks better for their accounting. So the way that Patrick Mahomes' contract is structured, this is going to be the end of every season. We're going to do this at the front end and the back end every single fiscal year. So during the season, when we need a little bit of cap flexibility, your number is pretty low. Before this restructure, Patrick Mahomes had the second highest cap hit in the National Football League. Deshaun Watson has the biggest cap hit. Mahomes was second. Now you get a lot of extra cap room because you turn that salary into cash today. So then going into the 2026 official season, which starts on May 11th, the number for Mahomes is significantly lower, and now you can manipulate your roster that way. So I understand why the restructure is a big deal. I get why it's news, but his contract is structured in a way in which they will restructure his deal constantly because that's the purpose of it. We get to a point that's really big. We're not going to pay you. They're not paying Patrick Mahomes $76 million throughout the course of the year. Let's go ahead and pay. We got that money in cash now. Let's give it to you now, and then we can figure it out throughout the course of the season. Eventually, you won't be able to do that with Patrick Mahomes' contract, but you're hoping that's when he's 39 years old and you won 6 championships through then. That's kind of part of the game of kicking the can down the road. They're just always going to kick the can down the road when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. Now, the next person, so right now they are $11 million over the cap. Now, don't worry about this. How are they going to figure it out? Well, I'm about to tell you how they'll figure it out. Juwan Taylor, if they cut Juwan Taylor right now, which we all expect they are going to do, they will save $20 million. So by simply moving money around with Patrick Mahomes and releasing Jawan Taylor, they will be under the salary cap and have about $9 million in cap space. Now, you're going to need a little bit more cap space. There's other moves they could potentially make. The real conversation and the real story is, do you want to do something with Chris Jones? Because usually the restructure, it usually comes at a little bit of a cost. Patrick Mahomes is not worried about being cut by the Kansas City Chiefs. So you can restructure my deal all you want. I'm going to continue to be around. This money is guaranteed. We are working together. So right now for Chris Jones, you can't really do anything about his deal. In a money term, you are upside down on his deal. His cap hit is $44.8 million. Now, because of Tyreek Hill being released, it is the largest cap hit in the National Football League. Is the largest cap hit for a non-quarterback. Let me be more specific. Tyreek was number 1. Chris Jones was number 2. Tyreek has now been cut. Chris Jones has the largest non-quarterback cap hit in the league. His dead cap is $64.2 million. Now, next year, his cap hit goes down. It's $38.1 million. I know it's a lot of numbers. His dead cap is 19.5. So they could release Chris Jones at the end of this upcoming season. So heading into 2027, they can release Chris Jones and save $19 million and be basically out of the contract extension. Or they can move some money around because they owe him a lot of money around, and they can space it out more into 2027 to give themselves more cap space, but it would just put them deeper into the Chris Jones contract. Now, Rob, I think you and I are on the same page here. We've had this conversation enough off the air. I don't want to do that with Chris Jones. Now, maybe there's a way that you can kind of split it in half a little bit, but I think the worst thing that the Chiefs can do is continue to get themselves deeper and deeper into an aging contract. And that's what Chris Jones is. It is an aging contract. You got a chance to get out of this deal. Now, you got to take your vitamins a little bit and eat your veggies, but you got a chance to get out of this deal. If they restructure it in the short term, they now get themselves deeper into it, and it will almost essentially guarantee that he is on the team in 2027. I mean, nobody wants to get cut in the National Football League, especially not when they owe you the amount of money that they owe Chris Jones. Right now, Chris Jones' base salary for next year is $28.2 million. Would you want to get cut from that salary if you're Chris Jones? No, I want my money. So if you want me to renegotiate and you want me to move some money around, I want something too. They can't just decide to restructure your deal. You got to work with them. So I would not do this with Chris Jones if I was Kansas City. But I know the Chiefs. They love doing this. The same way that the Eagles have a lot of void years on the end of their deal, and they manipulate the cap that way, so they keep A.J. Brown's number significantly down, and then they just put numbers on the end of the deal that are just funny money, fake years. The Chiefs just love restructuring and move money around. And a lot of times, I would say fans are normally in favor of it. We want cap space. We want to go get this guy. It usually comes at a cost. The reason that Jawan Taylor was on the team in 2025 was because they restructured his deal and they couldn't cut him. You want to know who you got for that? You got DeAndre Hopkins. That's how they got DeAndre Hopkins. They did that during the middle of the season. They just paid out the rest of the money for him. They got relief in the cap, and they gave that money to DeAndre Hopkins. So you can do this. If you want the Chiefs to really be big players in free agency, Chris Jones is the best contract to do that with. I'm telling you the cost it's going to come with. Chris Jones will be on the team in 2027, and he will be untradeable in 2027 because of his contract. That's the negative that you have if you want to move some money around with him.
So first, I want to we're going to talk a lot about contracts for the next month. I want to get this on the record ahead of it. Restructure is not the player giving money back to protect the team. It's an accounting trick. Mahomes didn't call the Chiefs today and say, yo, I want free agents, so let's move my number around. The Chiefs just took a chunk of his money that he was owed, and they turned it into cash up front. It's an accounting trick. It's not some, wow, look how great. It's an accounting trick. That's number one. Number two, I am all in on not restructuring Chris Jones. Take your medicine. I love Chris Jones. I think he's been worth the contract to Kansas City. He's been their best pass rusher since he showed up in town. But he's 30-plus years old at a position where 30-plus-year-olds don't age gracefully. So I am a firm believer in eat it in 2026. Hope that he's productive, get the most out of him, and then take the eject button 12 months from now the way you're about to do it with Jawan Taylor. Because if you restructure, it means you're carrying him on your roster in 2027. You're telling me in 2 years, or I guess a year from now, he's going to be going into a season where we still think he'll be productive? I don't. So I understand that restructuring Jones gives you more flexibility this offseason. I'm not doing that if I'm Brett Veach. I take my medicine, I pay Chris Jones, I try to maximize last pennies of football he has in his body, and then at the end of 26, I cut him and I go about my business.
Yeah, I just think what's happened to the Chiefs, and I'm not saying it's the wrong thing that has happened. And for the most part, they've made the right decision. That's what allowed you to win Super Bowls. That's what allowed you to keep some of these big players on the big-time contracts. And for the most part, this has allowed you the ability to keep everybody that you want to pay. But we see this all the time. I don't care who you are. With a hard salary cap the way the NFL is, eventually you have to pay for it. You have to pay for it. You can manipulate your credit card bill however you want and just keep pushing it. But at some point, you have to finish out the balance. So when it comes to the Chiefs, at some point you have to pay for Patrick Mahomes. Now, you're not going to pay for it in 2026. Eventually, it'll be 2039. It will be over with Patrick Mahomes. It was an amazing run. And then the Chiefs are going to have to go through some hard times financially because you had that person. For example, that's basically what happened to the Saints. The Saints they have not wanted to deal with we had Drew Brees, we kept moving money around, and they have just keep carrying dead cap after dead cap. Eventually, no, you got to take your medicine when it comes to this. That is what the Saints are unwilling to do. So eventually the Chiefs are going to have to do that. Eventually, the Chiefs will have to be bad for a couple of years, kind of like New England was. You got to get your book straight from all of the money that you have moved around to have a clean financial bill of health. But they are not interested in doing that right now, and I can't blame them. I still consider the Chiefs to be contenders. If you still got a 31-year-old Patrick Mahomes, you should be trying to win a Super Bowl every single year that is the case, while you still feel like you got one of the 5 best quarterbacks. So I understand you got to do whatever you got to do to make that happen. You're going to have to make some tough financial decisions in order to make that happen, but you got to do what you got to do. So you could sell me on the Chiefs this year. We're going for it. Mahomes is going to be back week 1. Bieniemy is back. Kelsey's coming back. We want to take a big swing. So we're going to make this trade-off with Chris Jones. We're going to try to give ourselves $30, $40, $50 million in cap space, and we're going to be major players in 2026 to try to go for it again because we think the AFC is cupcake soft right now, and we think we can take advantage of it again. I can't be mad at that strategy if that's what the Chiefs are going to do. It's going to come at a cost. And if you're unhappy with Chris Jones and you're telling me, oh, well, they could trade him. No, they can't trade him. He's got a dead cap of $65 million next year. They are not trading Chris Jones. So, yeah, every move, there is a counter to it. There is a negative. But you could definitely explain to me how the Chiefs restructured Chris Jones and they want to give themselves maximum cap space to turn over this roster. That's a move that would make sense to me.
This is why, and we will determine how the Chiefs feel about the season with the Chris Jones move, I think. Because one of the reasons why I don't want to call it regression, because I think the Chiefs are going to be better in 2026 than they were in 2025, but why I'm a proponent of, hey, be 11-6, be a wild card, and go back to Super Bowl glory, hosting the AFC Invitational in 2027. One of the reasons I'm a proponent of that is I want them to take their medicine with Chris Jones' contract and then have their books all squared away and perfect heading into 2027 offseason, and then you can spend, you have more picks, you have a lot of things you can do to fix and rehab the roster fast. If the Chiefs feel like, to your point, hey, the AFC's weak, we can be great right now, they will restructure Jones. That only means that eventually that cleanse yourself and reset the books year is kicking the can down the road. I would do it this year. The Chiefs will view it differently, but I think if we get I guess we won't get a news alert, but if we get news the Chiefs are not restructuring Jones, I think that tells you they feel like this is a cleanse the cap year to then be all in again on 2027.
Coming up on the other side, I want to read to you guys a statement from Rashee Rice's attorney. We'll recap everything and get you ready for the hits coming up at the top of the hour. I also believe right now that we got overtime hockey in the Olympics right now. The United States, who are they going up against? I don't have it on.
Sweden.
United States, Sweden, overtime hockey. The winner goes to the gold medal game, correct?
It goes to the semifinals.
Okay, my bad. I'm way off. I don't know what I'm talking about. I should have left that to you. You know what? Next time, I'm going to leave the hockey updates to you. I got to stick to my America. I don't know nothing about the Olympic hockey. I apologize. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison and Rob Brenton.
You losers is what you are.
On your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes every college basketball parlay worth more, the Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. Start building your combo. Add 1 leg and add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take it with your college basketball parlays. Just open up the FanDuel app, choose your college hoop markets, and apply your Boost Builder token and watch that percentage climb with every pick you lock in. So if you want to bet on players or if you want to bet a team to have a dominant Saturday, the best way to do it is with our friends over at FanDuel. Head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 in President, Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued with non-withdrawable Boost Booster tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you love seafood, pull up anchor and set sail for Hy-Vee's annual fish and seafood sale. Get a whale of a deal on all your favorites for Lent. Salmon, tuna, trout, and catfish. Seafood lovers shrimp, crab legs, and lobster mac and cheese. Eating seafood twice a week has major health benefits. Count on Hy-Vee to sell only the freshest seafood backed by the Responsible Choice Guarantee. All hands on deck for the annual seafood sale going on now at Hy-Vee.
One thing I love doing is going to Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and finding everything I need. But sometimes we're just very busy. With 2 girls in high school right now, we are swamped. So we use Hy-Vee's aisles online. I go to the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. I choose the store I want, I select my items, and then Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick it up or, better yet, have it delivered to my home. So I'm going to save time and I'm going to save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
Hey guys, it's Rob Brennan from The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, and we're excited to announce the launch of Beyond the Pitch KC, a limited podcast series documenting the run-up to the upcoming World Cup with our friends over at 98.1 KMBZ.
And I'm Scott Parks from Dane & Parks on KMBZ. Beyond the Pitch KC features the biggest names who helped make the World Cup in Kansas City possible. And there was a lot of work, plus the major storylines heading into this summer's tournament.
This is so much more. This isn't just a podcast about soccer.
No, you're right, Rob. It's a podcast about Kansas City, for Kansas City, telling the story of how our town is hosting the world's biggest sporting event.
New episodes drop every Wednesday starting on March 4th, along with video clips that can be seen on 96.5 The Fan and KMBZ social channels.
So make sure you subscribe. Download Beyond the Pitch KC with Rob Brennan and myself, Scott Parks, on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Chick-fil-A's new Frosted Sodas and Floats, it's a 10 out of 10. Hey, this is Lizzie, a team member at my local Chick-fil-A, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and new Frosted Sodas and Floats is how well they go together. You will love having your favorite soda blended with our creamy ice stream to make a new Frosted Soda or Float. With the mix of the ice stream and soda fizz, it's so delicious, I call it Fizzalicious.
Order a Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich and a new Frosted Soda and Float at your local Chick-fil-A restaurant. Real team member paid for their testimonial.
Another app for inventory, one for CRM. Oh, don't forget accounting. Wait, which login was that?
Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated system that does it all without the hassle. Ditch the app overload. Get everything your business needs on one platform. Try Odoo free today at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
Furnished by IntelliBrands. Whether because of discomfort, lack of mobility, your lifestyle, or occupation, you sit inactively way too many hours a day. Get an Ellipse, the premium quality automatic seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation without physical strain or impact. Improve your flexibility and balance. Strengthen and tone your legs.
My joints feel better, my knees feel better, my back feels better, and it makes me feel stronger too.
My circulation is moving. I'm burning calories, and it makes me feel energetic.
It's so quiet that none of my coworkers even know I'm using it.
Call now and order Ellipse, the seated exerciser that strengthens legs, increases mobility, and boosts circulation. And for a limited time, get a free upgrade to our deluxe bundle with a faster motor, sport mat, and wireless remote. Call 800-555-1212. That's 800-555-1212. 800-555-1212 now. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or condition.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
We've got the crash coming out of downtown, still working 70 westbound at Prospect. A center lane is blocked, and a crash down at 435 eastbound in Holmes. It is the right lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is 96.5 The Fan, your home for Chiefs football.
Rob, I see you being fake and jumping on the bandwagon.
I had the game on back here.
I see you being... I'm not. I'm focused on the show.
Yeah, because you didn't know who they were playing. You don't watch hockey. If Team USA basketball was playing, you would have had it on in there.
Team USA was playing. I wouldn't have been here today. I would have been watching the game at home. I would have taken the day off today. I absolutely would have. I don't bother hockey. Hockey don't bother me. One thing I would say I'm pretty good at is minding my own business. The Winter Olympics, I know it's not for me. The only time I watch the Winter Olympics is when I'm in like public spaces. Like we have it on here at the office. You're out to eat somewhere and it's on. There has not been a second inside of my home that I was like, oh, I wonder what's happening in the Winter Olympics, and I turned to it. In fact, I was getting ready for work today and I was thinking, who's the figure skating Simone Biles? Like, there are legitimate superstars in gymnastics. And I would just equate, like, that's the Summer Olympics version of figure skating. Like, Simone Biles is a A-list legitimate celebrity. Who is that person in figure skating in America? I don't know who that person is. We used to have, like, Christy Yamaguchi back in the day. I can't name any of these. We used to have Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan.
Well, those last two were famous, I don't think, for on the ice situations.
I mean, one of them would have been if the other girl hadn't attacked her.
That's
I'm just saying right now, who is the it girl in American figure skating? You have no clue who that person is.
Not a clue.
We must not be good at it this year then if that's the case. Because we used to, if America had a chance at winning the gold medal in figure skating, we would know who that person is. But the fact that we don't know tells me everything I need to know. They're not good at it. We're not good. That's not our year.
We don't even know the name of the dude that was bad and did the flips and then got eliminated.
Like, figure skating doesn't even have a Livy Dunn.
Mm-mm.
They don't even have that person right now. Like, she's not an Olympic-level gymnast. We know who she is. They don't got a Jordan Childs or what's that, Suni Lee.
Nope.
We only got none of those. You can't name one single American
Gabby
figure
Douglas?
skater. Yeah, not a single one. We know gymnasts in this country. We don't know any figure skaters.
Now I'm just naming Sean Johnson. Like, there was...
All right. What are we doing here? We're just going to name all the ones we know?
I'm kind of out now, so yeah.
You definitely went through a Sean Johnson phase.
Oh,
100%. I'm just thinking of the women that you're really attracted to. They all look like Sean Johnson.
100% went through a Sean Johnson phase.
I see you jumping on the bandwagon. You're excited about Olympic hockey?
I had it on back here.
Okay, well.
I also bet on it.
All right.
I had FanDuel money on it.
Degenerate is what you are.
I have to recoup my Darren losses to give it away again tonight.
When you start betting on games you don't know and don't understand, that's when you got to start calling 1-800-GAMBLER.
No. The line is All-Star games. If you bet on All-Star games, you have a problem.
I bet on the three-point contest. Does that count?
Yeah, that's a problem.
I bet on the dunk contest.
That's a real problem. You couldn't name the people in it.
I heard of Jackson Hayes before.
Yeah, the worst dunker.
Yeah, I heard of him before. I also bet on the little two ball that they played too. I bet on that as well.
Yeah, that's the same as betting on hockey for me.
All right. I wasn't on USA. I wasn't doing all that like you were.
You were tweeting all the time about the All-Star Weekend. What are you talking about?
I was very invested in it. All right, I got to get serious. I have to read this. So this is from Nate Taylor. So you guys already know about Rashee Rice. We'll reset it coming up at the top of the hour. So this is this is from Nate Taylor. This is the statement from Lindsey Wilson, Rashee Rice's attorney, in regards to the plaintiff, his ex-girlfriend. They have 2 kids together. She filed a civil lawsuit in Texas alleging that he repeatedly assaulted her. This is from Rice's attorney. Quote, on October 9th of 2025, well after parties' relationship had ended, The plaintiff stated under a penalty of perjury sworn in a sworn affidavit for a non-prosecution that, quote, Mr. Rice and I had a verbal argument. He did not punch me. We will allow the legal process to run its course, and we have no further comment at the time. So Rashee Rice's side is saying basically she is making it up, and we have evidence that she signed a sworn affidavit that said he did not physically assault me. So that is going to be their case. I wanted to read it to you. That is a statement for Rashee Rice. Something tells me that this story is not going away. Now, maybe they are planning a settlement behind closed doors. I mean, that is always a possibility. This is a civil lawsuit. This is not a criminal lawsuit. That is important to note, especially when it comes to the National Football League. They get in the middle of criminal charges. Rashee Rice was charged criminally for the street race. This is not a criminal issue. This is a civil issue, but obviously a very different civil issue. This is not you stiffed me out of jewelry and you owe me money. This is you physically assaulted me. You need to pay for it. I'm suing you civilly. So this is a very different one, but they are claiming October 9th. I mean, I imagine they have the physical documents of it. Well, after their relationship was over, she signed something that said we did not get into a physical altercation. So maybe their plan is to fight this and call her a liar and say that none of this happened, but that is the statement from his side.
I know you don't know the answer to this, and this is why lawyers get involved. Is her statement suggesting that the entirety of the 2 years that she is claiming she was the victim of domestic abuse?
This makes it sound like it is a one singular event. That's what it sounds like to me.
That's how I read it too. So this is now how I read it, and I'm not a lawyer, is that this one time she signed an affidavit, she said that this didn't happen, and now she's accusing it did happen. That also means that there's another 2 years of time that she is saying in horror court documents that are unaccounted for. So this is why I didn't go to Kansas to go to law school. I'll let other people handle that, but I wanted to make sure that me and you read that the same way.
This is now me adding an assumption, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. 913-586-7965. I would say this furthers my hypothesis about this situation. I don't think you make this up if you're a lawyer. I absolutely believe that she signed a document that says this. I am guessing, and this is in line with her Instagram post. These people have kids together. They talk. They had a back and forth, and we're going to sign this and move on. I'm suspecting that they had a verbal agreement between them because they have kids. You're going to pay X amount every month. We don't need to go through the court. I'm not here to get you in trouble. You're agreeing to pay me X amount of money. For those of you that pay child support, you and your kid's mom can come to an agreement where every month I'm going to pay you through Venmo and never have to deal with the courts. Now, at any moment, she can just go to the court and say, I'm done with this arrangement. I want us to have a more formal and more legal procedure. But you are very well within your rights to just come to a side agreement and completely keep it out of the courts. What my guess is, my hypothesis is, she signed this agreement believing that her kid's father was going to take care of her. I also believe she was triggered by seeing him move on with somebody else and appear to be very happy and move on with somebody who, if you were in Instagram circles, is a very prominent person on Instagram. I mean, she's been shouted out in a Drake song before. People in this conversation know who Rashee Rice's new boo is. They know who she is. So my hypothesis, and I said this in the open, we can get back into it coming up in the 5 o'clock hour. I believe they had a deal. You're going to pay me X amount of money. I don't think he has been paying the deal. I think he has now moved on with somebody else. She now sees him on Instagram with this new woman and is upset by it, and one day said, I've had enough, and started posting on Instagram. That's what I think happened with Rashee Rice. So I 100% believe that she signed this document at the end of last year. Hey, everything's good. But on the side, you're going to take care of me, right? I don't want to take you to court. I don't want to put you on child support. Hey, you and I are going to work this out, pay me X amount of money, and we don't have to deal with this. I really don't think Rashee Rice has the money right now for a lot of different reasons. I think these guys, when you factor in taxes, when you factor in, your agent, when you factor in you got to take care of moms, when you factor in you got to take care of your homies you grew up with, when you factor in all of those things and then your everyday normal living expenses, and now you got lawyers every 6 months, you got a new lawyer and a new situation. This is not the same lawyer from the incident that happened. Remember, that was the guy that was based out of Dallas, the older black gentleman. Royce, he had some, I can't remember his name on the top of my head, but that's not the same lawyer that he had. And if you're Rashee Rice, you ain't hiring the jungle law. You're hiring like legitimate, these are big time lawyer people. So yeah, I don't know if Rashee Rice is nearly as liquid as people would think. I don't think he's nearly as liquid as he thinks. And if he was, he should have just paid her to not file a lawsuit. It's a civil suit. You probably gave him a chance to get out of this lawsuit. Hey, if you give us X amount of money right now, we're not going to post this and make your life even worse. I don't think he has the money to give to her. So he didn't give the money. She filed a lawsuit. Now you can read about it. I told you I was going to do this. You didn't believe me? Well, now it's on the front page of ESPN.com. What are you going to do about it? We told TMZ about you. This doesn't seem like a very good day for Rashee Rice. We'll talk about this more coming up on the other side. The ex-girlfriend of Rashee Rice has filed a lawsuit in Dallas District Court chronicling her abuse. We'll talk about it more coming up. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5, The Fan. Here's your traffic report on 96.5, The Fan.
This is brought to you by Conley Plumbing Solutions. Still working the crash down at 435 westbound in Holmes. Right lane is blocked. Wrecker is at least on the scene. 70 westbound at Prospect. It's the right lane blocked by a two-car crash. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
For 75 years, Kansas City families have trusted Anthony for comfort, safety, and dependable service. Thank you for trusting us with your house keys. Anthony, in your home for 75 years.
Liberty Mutual customized this song for you. Like your car insurance, it's custom too, yeah. Liberty Mutual's got the coverage that could save you money. Thanks to Doug and Limu, well now you can go and take that cruise. Liberty, 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 yeah.
Hey guys, it's Cody and Golden. Learning the skills is only part of the journey. And over at Centric, turning those skills into a career is where people need the most support. And with Centric's 4-month IT program built around something different, a clear career pathway.
And that's where Centric's career services team comes in. They're going to help coach you through the resume building, interview preparation, and guidance, along with a real entry-level IT job with local employers. And if you're serious about making that career move, you got to just talk to our friend Russ Mondry and schedule that career pathway call. Go to Centric.com for more.
Hey, it's Dusty Likens. No secret here. I am a golf guy, and I have to ask you if you're ready to ramp up the excitement, because golf fans, BetMGM is making your next golf tournament winner bet even better with Second Chance. What's Second Chance? Well, you ever bet on your favorite golfer to win a tournament only to see them miss the green? Well, with this bet, MGM's Second Chance promotion will get you your stake back in cash if your tournament winner bet finishes in second instead. That's right. Simply bet on any player to win a scheduled golf tournament during a promotional week. If you're right, you win. But if your pick finishes in second instead of first, you get your stake back in cash. Watch your favorite players go for the win all season long and bet knowing you'll get your stake back if they finish second. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only, Missouri only, subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please play responsibly.
If you're drowning in IRS debt and can't afford to pay, then you need to take advantage of special IRS tax programs that are available and free yourself from IRS collection efforts once and for all. Due to the financial hardship consumers are facing throughout the country, the Internal Revenue Service has made it easier to settle delinquent tax problems. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Take down this number or store it in your cell phone, but call the Community Tax Helpline at 800-269-30 $269-3454. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back, or even if you have years of unfiled tax returns, there's no need to fear anymore. But you have to call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-269-3454 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-269-3454 for your free consultation and to see if you qualify. That's 800-269-3454.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100. 800-885-3100.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Listen to the Royals Spring Training Opener on Friday, February 20th, starting at 2 o'clock right here on your home for Royals baseball. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, in Odyssey Sports Station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Wednesday. I wish, that's the correct term. I wish that we had more positive news to discuss. That is not the case today. What we are talking about is a TMZ story that came out today that Rashee Rice's ex-girlfriend, they also have 2 children together. She filed a lawsuit in Dallas District Courthouse on Monday accusing the star of domestic violence. This is a blurb from the court document. You can certainly find it if you would like. The defendant and the plaintiff lived together. Following an escalation in violent behavior in December of 2023, the defendant strangled the plaintiff at their shared home in Victory Park, Texas. The defendant continued to repeatedly assault her over the course of their relationship through July of 2025. The defendant grabbed, choked, strangled, pushed, thrown, scratched, hit, and headbutted the plaintiff, as well as hit her with inanimate objects. Additionally, he has engaged in other violent and abusive behaviors towards the plaintiff, including throwing objects, destroying property, punching walls, breaking furniture, as well as locking her out in the middle of the night. Many of these behaviors occurred while the plaintiff was pregnant. Now, you can go and read the entire court document for yourself. We obviously don't have time to read all of it. So, this is just my read on the situation. You are free to call in and disagree. You are free to text in and disagree. You are free to have a different opinion on what is happening. This is my opinion on what's happening. Number one, I believe her. She released a 27-picture Instagram post with evidence. Now, I don't know what other conclusion I am supposed to take from a woman who says this person abused me and has pictures of the abuse that she is chronicling. A person who is very, very close to her. So close to her, in fact, that they share 2 children together. So I am inclined to believe that person. So I believe this. I understand innocent until proven guilty. I am not Judge Judy. This is not a court of law. I'm telling you based on what I saw and what I read, my opinion. I believe that Rashee Rice was physically abusive towards this woman. I believe that they were in a very violent and toxic and abusive relationship together. I believe that. So that's number one. Number two, I also don't think it is a coincidence that the two times that these incidents have come up in which we have learned about them and how the story has progressed, he has been public with his new girlfriend. I don't think that's a coincidence. The first Instagram post was the day after his now current girlfriend post a picture of him on her Instagram. And she is a very prominent Instagram person. So I do not think that that is a coincidence. I do not think it is completely random that new boo posts her man and they're somewhere on the tropical islands that they're having a great time. And then the next day, the ex-girlfriend, the mother of your kid, is back at home posting these pictures of alleged abuse. I do not believe that is a coincidence. I also don't think it is a coincidence that the continuation of this story and the allegation that was filed on Monday happens after Valentine's Day when he and this other woman went public. It does not seem random to me that this is the case. I think there is a measure of jealousy. There is a measure of spite. You have now moved on from me. I'm here at home. I'm raising your kids, and you are now off doing God knows what with this other woman, and it makes me upset. I do believe that is a portion of that. Now, that does not diminish her story in any way. That does not diminish the abuse that she is chronicling, that she is alleged to have faced. But I absolutely believe that some of this is motivated by him moving on with a more popular person than she is. I absolutely believe that is a factor. Now, the last part of this is my hypothesis. And I would say that this is even more strengthened by the Nate Taylor comment. So Nate Taylor has a statement from the lawyer of Rashee Rice. And the statement says, on October 9th of 2025, well after the party's relationship ended, the plaintiff stated under a penalty of perjury in a sworn affidavit for non-prosecution that Mr. Rice and I had a verbal argument, but he did not punch me. We will allow the legal process to run its course, and we have no further comment at the time. I believe she signed this. I believe at that point, her and him had an understanding and an agreement. We're not together anymore. We have moved on, but I'm going to do right by you. We have been in a relationship for a very long period of time. There's still a measure of love and care there. We got 2 kids together. I got you. And then I think we have seen over time, which we now have evidence, at least when it comes to the court case, he still owes those people money. He owes those people money. He still has not paid all of the money from the car crash. I think he told her, I was going to give you a set amount of money or every month or a lump sum. Hey, I'll give you $10,000 now. I'll give you $20,000, whatever the amount of money is. I think they reached some private financial agreement. I do not believe that Rashee Rice is meeting his financial agreement. So you now have this woman at home who I believe has been abused. You are also moving on to be with somebody else. And I say this as respectful as possible. The worst enemy that you can have is an angry, vengeful woman. You do not want that energy in your life. And I think his actions were creating this monster in his life. You have already done unspeakable things to this woman and treated her very poorly. You have now made the decision to move on from her after you already have 2 kids with her, and she feels like you owe her money. So now you're on Instagram and you're all booed up and kissing on this new girl and treating her better than you ever treated me. I'm about to put you on blast and I'm putting you on Instagram. That's how this started. This did not start with criminal charges. This started with her posting on Instagram 27 pictures. She had been taking pictures of this, in my opinion, the entire time of their relationship, and you gave her reasons to post it. I also think, and maybe this is me really trying to connect the dots here, I think there's a lot of similarities to what happened to Puff Daddy. I really think there's a lot of similarities. For those of you that don't know the case, the ins and out of it, the plaintiff, the person we know, Cassie, sued him at first in a very similar way. She was going to write a book about it and basically went to tell him what was going to be in the book. He laughed at her and didn't want to pay the settlement. She then released it. That's how we found out about the baby oil and all of this other stuff and the freak offs and all of this stuff. He then paid her the money the next day for her to stop the lawsuit, and then that's when the feds came. I think that this woman, I think that the mother of his kids, I think she went to Rashee Rice with a number. I think the lawyer went to a number. Of course you did. It's a civil lawsuit. The purpose of the civil lawsuit is to get money. I think you went to him for an amount of money to try to settle this so it didn't have to get to this point where now on TMZ, there is an account of you abusing a woman. I absolutely think they went to Rashee Rice. I don't think he has the money. I think if you had the money, you would have paid her. You wouldn't be in this situation. The story would have went away. Why else would you not give her the money? You're going to give her the money anyway. She has 2 kids. There was never a world in which you were not going to have to pay the mother of your kid with 2 kids. There was never a world in which you were not going to have to pay something. So she came to you and said, I want X amount of money, and I don't think you have it. He signed a 4-year, $6.4 million. Let's cut that in half with taxes. He's now at $3.2 million over the course of 4 years. You got to pay your agent a certain percentage. You got to pay your handler a percentage. You got to take care of your mom. You got to take care of these people. You also got to live. You got to buy yourself a car. You got to buy yourself. It costs to live. You're a millionaire. You've also been paying lawyer fees for basically the last 2 years, and not just small. This is not getting you out of a traffic ticket. I mean, you're paying big-time lawyers to get you out of big-time trouble. You had a felony charge. I'm assuming that didn't come cheap. I don't think Rashee Rice has nearly the amount of money that we think he does. Because if you did, I don't think you'd be in some of these situations. You would have just gave her the money from the very beginning. She's asking for $1 million. I'm assuming if you gave her $500,000 tomorrow, we wouldn't be in this situation. She would have never filed a lawsuit. You gave her reasons to. You reneged on a financial agreement. You have been hitting on her in the past. You haven't been taking care of your kids. You haven't been taking care of her. You moved on with the new woman. You're flaunting it in front of her on Instagram. How'd you think this woman was going to respond? She responded the only way she knows how. She asked you for that amount. You didn't want to give her. She's now coming for everything. She's now coming to burn it down. She's making you look silly in front of everybody, right when you were entering a contract year. This is a negotiation. You're supposed to be coming off a big-time season in which you put up big-time numbers, and now you're sitting down negotiating with the Chiefs a contract year. No, you're on TMZ for, once again, some foolishness off the field. Again, this is just my read on the situation, 913-586-7965. I believe this person. I absolutely believe this person. She had way too much evidence for me not to believe her. I'm sorry. I believe the woman that says this person hit me and then has 27 pictures of ways she has been abused. I believe the person you said hit you. I believe it. I believe she is upset that he has moved on in a very public relationship on Instagram. And I also believe that they tried to resolve this. And I don't think Rashee Rice is handling his end of the bargain. And I think she just decided to blow the house down. I think she decided to start on Instagram. And on Valentine's Day weekend, this woman could be there at home by herself with the kids. And you're off now with this woman on Instagram that's got 10 million followers. And she decided to wake up and make your life a living hell. And she filed this lawsuit. She filed it on Monday. She filed it the day after Valentine's Day. She couldn't wait. I think Rashee Rice brought basically all of this on himself. At least that's my hypothesis.
I do think the text line makes a great point. How goofy do those free Rashee shirts look like? I mean,
incredibly goofy.
Just woof. I also think, I agree with everything you're saying. I also think, from a perspective of the football team, I understand why fans are rushing to want him cut. Because they don't like this, they don't like the Chiefs are constantly in the news, and it's not for football things. The Chiefs are constantly in the news because of Rashee Rice things, at least in the offseason. But right now, he is basically not cuttable. I think the situation is you wait and see. You just sit around and you wait. It is an annoying answer, but there's a lot of people on the text line saying, why is he worth why is this juice worth the squeeze? Why is he still on the roster? I don't think the Chiefs have a choice. I think they have to sit around and wait.
Yeah, I guess also in this is something that just, I don't know if we get to say this to abuse victims. Someone on the text line said this. CDOT, they're both bad people. Him for abusing her and her deciding to take the money instead of going to prosecution. She's telling women it's okay to get paid. That's disgusting. I don't think it's disgusting. We can give countless examples of a woman that told us that they had domestic violence issues, had all the proof in the world of the domestic violence issue, and nothing happened to the man. I don't know why we are now treating it like if you just go to the police and say, this man hit me and you now have it, they now put him under the jail and he's in jail for years. We know that's not the case. We also are adult enough to know about the cycle of abuse when it comes to this. So if you are her and you don't believe that you are ever going to get justice in a criminal aspect of it, you don't believe you're ever going to get justice in that way, man, one form of justice is taking a significant resource away from the other person, which is money. How else do you hurt people in 2026? You either can send them to jail, which I don't know if he was going to go to jail. I don't want to make it seem like I do know in this, or you remove wealth from them. That's one thing he has a lot of. So I can't tell somebody who is a victim how to determine what justice is for them. That's up to you. That's up to you on what you deem as justice. If you feel like you are owed and entitled to this money from what you lived through, I can't tell you that you're wrong. I don't think that's my place to tell you that you're wrong. So I'm personally on her side. I don't care. Whatever the reason she is doing this is, I don't really see many people on the text line debating whether or not they believe her story. They just might not agree with her motivation for now telling the story. Rob, you're reading the same text line. I don't see many people that think, oh no, she's completely making this up. She had 27 pictures. Where do you think the abuse came from? Where do you think the injuries came from? Where do you think all of that came from? I think it came from Rashee Rice. So if you were telling me that she decided to step up out of spite, okay, that's fine. That doesn't negate the fact that he put his hands on her. If you were telling me that now her plan is I'm doing this for the money, okay. You got 2 kids. The money goes a long way. It pays for college. It pays for a house. It pays to set you and your kids up for a very comfortable life. I'm not mad at that if that's why you decided to do it this way. So I don't have any problems if that is why she was doing it. You know what could have removed you from this situation? You not putting your hands on her, allegedly. That's what could have removed you from this situation. Or, in my mind, just paying the money that you potentially agreed to pay, or paying her so she doesn't file the lawsuit. That's what Xavier Worthy did. I can go back, and Xavier Worthy's ex-girlfriend was saying almost the exact same things that Rashee Rice's girlfriend was saying. You want to know what Xavier Worthy did? He paid her the money. They released a joint statement. The story completely went away after that point. We never talked about it again. He was never in the news again. He didn't get suspended. He was eligible for all 17 games this past season. His girlfriend was saying accounts of abuse. She wanted a dollar amount. He quickly paid the amount. The story was over. Rashee, you had multiple chances to end this. You really did. You had multiple chances to end this. You chose not to end it. And then I would say in some ways you antagonized her by on Valentine's Day going on there and then parading around with your new woman. She went to the courthouse immediately and filed this against you. Bro, you brought this on yourself. And a big reason why I feel this way is Rashee Rice has not lived a life where he deserves the benefit of the doubt. There's some people I would absolutely give the benefit of the doubt to in this scenario. Hey, let's see how things play themselves out. Rashee Rice has been nothing but a problem for the last 18 months. I don't know what he has done for me, you, or anybody to be on his side in this argument. Is it based off his character? Because his character tells me allegedly he shot up somebody's car when he was in college. His character tells me that he fled the scene of an accident that he caused. His character tells me that right now he is a felon. His character tells me that he was accused last summer of slapping a photographer. His character tells me that he hits women, allegedly. That's what his character tells me. Why am I giving you the benefit of the doubt in this? You haven't done anything to earn it. What has he done to earn your trust or your belief or your backing other than play on your favorite football team? I'm not standing with him. I think he hits women. All right, Rob, let's get to the hits.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. number 1.
Carrington Harrison hits are brought to you by Baker University. Make your next era orange at Baker University. Ranked number 1 in return on investment on private universities in the state. Baker University forever in our orange era.
Someone on the text said, I don't remember the Xavier Worthy incident. I would just tell you, go on Google. I'm not saying that like to the condescending tone. It was on April of last year. He and his ex-fiance, they reached a private confidential settlement to drop all legal actions against one another. Remember, he filed one against her. She filed one against him. It was starting to get spooky on both sides of what both of them were accusing each other of. She was taking pictures. Remember, he had the picture that one of his braids got ripped out. They were in the course of going back and forth. They reached a confidential agreement in April of last year and released a joint statement together. He was absolutely in this situation last year, and he paid the money to make it go away. He paid them. I don't know how much he paid. They reached their own agreement. You figure it out. But you have not heard anything from Xavier Worthy about that situation or any other situation since then. So I would say that is what Rashee Rice should have done in this scenario. He chose not to. He is now the top story on TMZ and the second top story on ESPN.
I also think, and I don't want to get on my soapbox too much here. I do think it's frustrating, at least from the text line, the standard at which we're holding the alleged victim at. Well, she didn't do blank. She didn't have this. She didn't have that. There's no video. There's no, criminal charges. There's no police reports. It frustrates me that, and maybe it's because I believe the woman more than Rashee Rice, that the burden of proof that people carry for a person they choose to believe in because of the jersey color he wears changes. I'm not saying Rashee Rice did or didn't do this. I am apt to believe the woman because it feels like over 2 years this was happening, and she has photos and she has court documents alleging it happened. And it frustrates me on the text line. People keep finding new ways to be like, well, she didn't have this, so it can't be true. That just bothers me conceptually.
Yeah, I don't know what else I can do with the information of when the mother of your kids, who you have been in a long-standing relationship with, dating back to when you were in college, when she posts 27 pictures on Instagram and she says you did this. And again, your character matters in all of this. How you have treated people, how you have conducted yourself, it matters in the court of public opinion. This is not a legal prosecute. This is a sports talk radio show. You call in with your opinions. I give you my opinions. That's the transaction that we have. This is the court of public opinion. You don't have great character in the court of public opinion. So why would I ride with you in this scenario? How can I trust you in this scenario? You have not lived a life or displayed character that would make me be on your side in this argument or give you the benefit of the doubt or believe your version of the story. She keeps telling us her version of the story. What's your version of the story? Your version of the story is she signed an affidavit that said I didn't do it. That's your version of the story. Okay, all right. So that's where I am when it comes to him.
I'm not a lawyer. Is it odd to you that his lawyer's statement isn't categorically denying this, but pointing out that she allegedly perjured herself by disagreeing with an affidavit? Like, maybe that's the legalese, and I just am not well versed enough in legal.
I don't have an issue with that because I'm also guessing if you are them, that has to be your legal recourse. Your legal recourse is you signed something a couple of months ago saying that this didn't happen. Now you're here asking for money. I mean, that's clearly their defense. Hey, you said we got into a verbal altercation, but you said and signed I never hit you. Now you are suing me basically for $1 million, saying I hit you basically all the time. Which one is it? I mean, that's the measure of doubt. That's the reasonable doubt that they are trying to cast on the victim. So I'm not mad at Rashee Rice's lawyer for releasing that statement. That's what you're supposed to do.
I was just comparing it, and comparing it's a poor term. In the past, you mentioned the Xavier Worthy. That incident happened. That report came out, and then you'll remember immediately Xavier Worthy's lawyers were like, "Nope, this didn't happen.
100%.
She's lying. We actually have proof that not only is she lying, she attacked my client." And you're right, it did get very back and forth there. Rashee Rice's lawyer, now maybe like you said, maybe it's just the legal, verbiage that you use, did not come out and categorically deny. They came out and said she signed an affidavit in October 2025 saying that he didn't hit her, and she now broke that affidavit. We will let the legal process play out. It seems like Xavier Worthy was adamant, hey, I didn't do this, where Rashee Rice is using a lot more legal levers. That doesn't mean he did or didn't do it. It's a difference I'm noticing.
Let's talk about it from a football perspective, and I know we're up against it. I think right now the best thing for the Kansas City Chiefs to do is nothing. Their statement that they released is not even worth reading. It's nothing. It's basically, we know we don't have a comment. They use some more chat GPT words to say that, but that's basically it. We know we don't have a comment yet. I don't think the Chiefs need a comment yet. It is February 18th. And I'm not saying that this is right. I'm not saying that it's wrong. But the NFL does not really reward moral stances. This is a hyper-competitive, roster-building, team-building job. And I do not think it serves the Kansas City Chiefs to come out today and be so morally outraged by this accusation against Rashee Rice that your plan is to cut him. Because if you cut Rashee Rice right now, someone would claim him on waivers, and or he would just be a free agent and then be able to play for any team that he wants to play with. I think Rashee Rice is going to play at some point in 2026. Now, I'm not sure if it's in Kansas City. I think that anything is on board. If you were telling me that the Chiefs cut Rashee Rice in 2 months, I can't tell you that that's a bad opinion to have. If the Chiefs just got so tired of Rashee Rice that they traded him, and one day in 3 months, the number one story is we're doing 4 hours of, I can't believe they took a 5th-round pick for Rashee Rice. I think almost everything is on board. I think Rashee Rice could be suspended again this season for conduct detrimental to the league. I think everything is a possibility. But I would say, just given the time in the NFL calendar, you got a little bit of time to just sit back. Let's see how things play itself out. Let's continue your investigation before you make a decision. He's making no money. You are not benefiting your salary cap by cutting him. He makes $1.5 million. This is not a situation in which you can now void a deal and now you can get back $40 million. So I would say right now, you don't got to do anything. You don't got to release him. You don't got to trade him. You don't have to release a statement. Just let the PR cycle be the PR cycle. It's a story right now because nothing is happening right now in sports. There's no NBA games on right now. There's no baseball. There's no football. It's college basketball and the Olympics right now. This is a slow period. In 24 hours, something else will happen. We get the unofficial rankings in the NCAA tournament. We always end up talking about something new when it comes to sports. So I don't think the Chiefs are really under any rush. They're under no time frame to get something done. When this happened to Kareem Hunt, it was a different situation. It happened during the season. Is he going to play in the next game? There is no game for the Chiefs for a very, very long time. They don't play a game for the 6.5 months. Sit back. Let's see how the situation plays itself out, and then you can make a decision. We got time to take your phone calls, 913-586-7965. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for K-State Athletics. 96.5, The Fan.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Legendary doesn't happen by chance. It happens because it's what BetMGM does. Sign up for BetMGM using bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. Get into hockey, basketball, your favorite winter sports with same-game parlays. Live betting, earn BetMGM reward points on every bet. Take advantage of football offers found nowhere else, like a second chance on a first touchdown bet, and keep an eye out for rewards dropping in your account throughout the season. Sign up again with bonus code DUSTY and receive up to $1,500 back in bonus bets if you do not win your first bet. BetMGM, make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards are non-withdrawable. Bonus bets that expire in 1 to 7 days. Please gamble responsibly.
Need to sell your house in Kansas City but not sure where to start? Selling a home can feel overwhelming, especially if you're facing foreclosure, a divorce, an inherited property you don't want, or just need to move quickly. But you don't have to figure it out alone. Rex Buys KC is here to help. As a local home buyer, I understand the Kansas City market inside and out. My family and I live right here, so I know the neighborhoods, the trends, and the challenges homeowners face. That's why I take a consultative approach, helping you explore your options and find the best path forward. We buy houses in any condition, no need for repairs, no agent commissions, and no hidden fees. You'll receive a fair cash offer with a closing timeline that works for you. Whether that's in as little as 7 days or at your own pace, just a simple, hassle-free process designed around your needs. If you're ready to talk through your options, call me today at 816-330-6000 or visit rexbuyskc.com. Let's find the right solution for you. Rex Buys KC. Local, fair, and focused on you.
When shopping for a new auto insurance policy, AAA could help you customize your coverage to fit your unique needs and budget. Trust AAA Auto Insurance to help you find the balance that works for you. See how a simple switch could make a big difference. AAA, we're always with you. Visit AAA.com/insurance. Insurance provided to qualified AAA members by Automobile Club Inter-Insurance Exchange and AAA affiliate insurers. Membership requires a separate payment.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu, the daytime coughing, aching fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
Think switching to T-Mobile's a whole complicated thing? Nah, it's easy. You could do it almost anywhere in just 15 minutes.
Even poolside like Drewski, you can switch to T-Mobile and unlock savings that are built to last. With T-Mobile's Better Value Plan, you can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
Now I get all the VIP perks.
Start saving from day one, and for a limited time, get T-Mobile's Better Value Plan.
I know you love deals.
Plus, switch right now, and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800. What do you think of all that, Drewski?
Stay chillin', just switch it. It's better over here.
Check them out at T-Mobile.com/better value. Savings versus comparable plans at AT&T and Verizon, plus the cost of optional benefits. Plan features and taxes and fees vary. With 3+ lines of Better Value Plan. 3+ new lines and 2 eligible ports, or 3+ lines and 5+ years on T-Mobile postpaid plan required. Qualifying credit required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Get up to $800 per line via virtual prepaid card. Typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier, and timely redemption required. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC.
This hour is brought to you by State Water Heater and Reeves Weideman, online at rwco.com. Need a water heater? State Water Heaters has the solution. The Adapt Gas Tankless Water Heater with X3 scale prevention delivers efficient, on-demand hot water with no annual maintenance and may qualify for money-saving utility rebates. Ask your plumber for State at Reeves Weideman. Visit rwco.com or statewaterheaters.com.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
We've still got the wreck up near Liberty, 435 northbound, the exit to 152 highway eastbound. You'll stop there. Also, the crash still working. Multi-cars involved. 435 westbound at K10 westbound. Left lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Text line 913-586-7965 will continue to read your text on this. Yesterday, you know what? Kansas State probably played their best game of the year. They really did. They went out there. They played with great energy. The crowd had great energy. It had a lot of Romeo Crennel vibes. You know, that's what it had. It had a lot of interim coach energy. Teams always get a boost. Bad teams always get a boost when they hire a bad coach. I don't know what it is. I don't know why it is, but they just go out there and they just play hard. I mean, this is a K-State team that they haven't had a lot of things to smile about in 2026. I mean, it's gone pretty bad for K-State. They have 2 wins in conference play. Their head coach got fired. One of their assistant coaches got in trouble a couple of weeks ago. I mean, it's been real rough if you're a K-State fan. They've been making fun of you on the internet. They've been making fun of you on PTI. They were talking about K-State basketball on First Take. That's never good. If they're talking about K-State basketball on First Take, you are either the best team in college basketball or you did something really, really wrong in February, and something went wrong for them. So I understand how their interim head coach, I understand how he makes a comment like this yesterday when he talks to the media.
So no, not
Zero.
at all. I don't want it to be the head coach. I didn't come here to be the head coach, but I understand too that my responsibility, right? I have a contract and my responsibility, and so sitting in that seat or making those decisions or all those kind of things, I can do that, but there's no joy in that at all for me, because of why I'm doing it. Like there's just no joy for me for that. And I'm sorry, but I shouldn't have said I'm sorry. I'm not sorry.
I mean, I get it. I imagine you're very close to Jerome Tang. They fired your boy. They now handed you the whistle. Now you got to run things for the last 6-7 games of the season. I understand. I get it. K-State, I want you to know that I'm pulling for you. I know we've been kind of hard on you, but I mean, everybody's been hard on you the last couple of weeks. You guys haven't really made it easy. But I want you guys to get a good, fun, exciting coach. We're going to try to get him on the show. We were the first ones to have Colin Klein on the show, weren't we? We were the first people to have a one-on-one interview with Colin Klein. We'll get your new basketball coach on. I can't wait to have him on. I can't wait to interview Josh Pastner. I can't wait to have Porter Mosier on the show. It's going to be very exciting. I'm pulling for you guys. I want you guys to be better at basketball. I like when you guys beat KU.
I mean,
Go ahead and say you do too. You like when they beat you. They like it.
I mean, I don't like that part, but you know, I don't have any problem with them as far as the show goes. I only hate K-State 3 times a year. 2 basketball games and 1 football game. Other than that, they're great to work with.
I don't even know why you hate them for one of the basketball games. They have no chance of beating you in one of the games. You think that K-State team's going into Allen on senior night and winning? Yeah, you think they're going in on Melvin Council night and winning? They got a 40-piece loading up right now.
Yeah, but I mean, it gives me joy that they didn't win that day. It's not because they lose. It's because the team that did win won. That's what makes me happy.
Someone on the text line asked a really good question. C-Dot, are we going to bring up the heartbreaking loss that KU was going to have tonight in Stillwater? I'm predicting an upset. Why do you guys struggle so much with Oklahoma State?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have a really good answer for why that's the case, but
now they're like the first 4 out, so they're not a bad team this year, but
they ain't a good team either.
It's like they end up in Stillwater and like the Monstars just suck all the talent out of their bodies. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain why that place has just been a house of horrors for Bill Self. What's Self's record, we think, in Stillwater? He probably has a losing record there. Remember the only place he has a losing record in any basketball gym. It's Oklahoma State. They have some kind of great home court advantage that I don't know about.
No, they've been really bad a couple of times. They lost.
We barely know the name of their arena.
Right now, gun to your head. Who's
Gallagher
the head coach?
I know the name of the arena.
No, but who's their coach? Who is Self?
Doug Gottlieb. Doug Gottlieb. I can't tell you the name of their coach.
That's my point. It's never like, oh man, well they got Bob Huggins across the room. They got across the table. You can't just outcoach that guy every night. It's usually a bunch of putzes, and they give KU all kind of fits.
You remember when Bill Self was thinking about going to work at Oklahoma State? Remember that 2 days? I mean, he had that secret meeting with them.
That was.
You were nervous for a minute. You were super nervous when Self went to go talk to Oklahoma State. They had that secret down by the river conversation.
Yeah, but we didn't find out about the secret meeting until after he came out and said, I didn't have an interest about it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That is fair. That is what happened. Well, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that Kansas is going to win tonight. I mean, they win 76% of their games that Bill Self is coaching, so I'm just going to assume they win tonight.
It's a road game in college basketball. Anything can happen, but I do think Kansas should win tonight.
I don't know. I mean, they can't play any worse than they did against Iowa State. It would be almost impossible for them to play any worse than what
part of that Iowa State's good. Like, yes,
yeah,
KU played bad. KU was forced into that by a good Iowa State team.
Iowa State is just market choice Kansas in almost every single way. They're market choice Kansas. Hilton Coliseum is market choice Allen Fieldhouse. Their fans, they're just the diet version of you. There is an Iowa State Rob.
I mean, there's a major difference. Iowa State has many Final Fours as Missouri.
That's what I'm saying. That's why they're the market choice version. They think they're you. They want to be you in every single way.
Actually, you know what fan base thinks they're Kansas? Arkansas.
100%.
That's the actual answer. Now, maybe but if there's a fan base like, hey, how prestigious is university basketball-wise? Arkansas thinks they're Kansas, Duke, Carolina.
And I think Iowa State also, if you ask them, I think they think they're like the mini version of Kansas. I really do. They're great at home, and then when they go on the road, I mean, they're okay. I'm not falling for it with Iowa State this year. I know they're great in Big 12 play. They'll probably win the Big 12 tournament. I'm sure they'll win the Big 12 tournament. It'll feel like a home game. We already know what's going to happen. They're gonna lose in the Sweet 16 to a 7 seed. I've seen this too many times in my life. I'm not falling for this again. No chance. We do this every year with Iowa State. And now it's even more wide open now in the Big 12 because JT Toppin, the very talented kind of point forward for Texas Tech, he's out with the torn ACL the rest of the way.
And Richie Saunders from BYU's out too. Someone did do the research for us. Self is 9-8 all time in Stillwater, Kansas.
All right, well.
Which I wouldn't have bet he's above 500, but good for him.
Oh, wow. Somebody on the text line says Oklahoma State loved Keaton Page so much they cloned him with Phil Forte. There is a Twitter account right now that I just started following, and it's called That Guy Rocked. And it just takes random college basketball players and then puts rock songs underneath it. And Rob and I watched it for like 20 minutes earlier today getting ready for the show.
The amount of DeJuan Blair highlights we watched was just astounding.
We just watched Kevin Pittsnoggle over Nickelback. It was so great. We did watch college Jacob Pullen, too. That was a fun experience.
This is random. Why not? Were you at the Jacob Pullen Kyrie Irving game at Sprint Center?
I was.
I went into that game thinking, oh, man, Jacob Pullen's the senior. He's going to show out. And I walked away being like, oh, that 18-year-old special.
Oh, wow, I'm looking at this. They got one from Marshall Henderson. I got to watch this during the commercial break. I got to watch Marshall Henderson get buckets to Lincoln Park.
And
I can't wait.
Scream at Auburn fans. When he got in the big fight with Auburn fans, he loved fighting people.
I can't wait. What's Marshall Henderson up to right now? I would watch Marshall. Does Marshall Henderson, can he play college basketball again? Everybody else can. Can we get one more year of Marshall Henderson? It'll be so great. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
You're listening to The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here?
On your home for Chiefs football, 96.5, The Fan.
FanDuel just handed you the tool that makes college hoops parlays worth more. It's the Boost Builder. Here's the deal. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. Start building your combo. Add 1 leg, then add another, because every leg you add increases your boost all the way up to 105%. You decide how far you want to take your college basketball parlays. Just open your FanDuel app, choose your college hoops markets, apply your Boost Builder token, and watch that percentage climb and climb with every pick that you lock in. You get a Boost Builder to use on any college basketball parlay with 2 legs or more. So head to FanDuel.com/local to get started. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Missouri. Opt-in required. Minimum 2-leg parlay required. Bonus issued non-withdrawable Boost Builder tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amounts. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Think switching to T-Mobile's a whole complicated thing? Nah, it's easy. You could do it almost anywhere in just 15 minutes.
Even poolside like Drewski, you can switch to T-Mobile and unlock savings that are built to last. With T-Mobile's better value plan, you can save over $1,000 a year versus Verizon and AT&T. Save on streaming, satellite, and more benefits that they leave out.
Now I get all the VIP perks.
Start saving from day one, and for a limited time, get T-Mobile's better value plan.
I know you love deals.
Plus, switch right now, and we'll even pay off your old phone up to $800. What do you think of all that, Drewski?
Stay chillin', just switch it. It's better over here.
Check them out at T-Mobile.com/better value. Savings versus comparable plans at AT&T and Verizon, plus the cost of optional benefits. Plan features and taxes and fees vary. With 3+ lines of better value plan. 3+ new lines and 2 eligible ports, or 3+ lines and 5+ years on T-Mobile postpaid plan required. Qualifying credit required. Check out in 15 minutes or less per line. Get up to $800 per line via virtual prepaid card. Typically takes 15 days after rebate submission. Qualifying unlocked device credit service ported 90+ days with device and eligible carrier, and timely redemption required. No cash access and card expires in 6 months. Card issued by Sunrise Banks N.A. member FDIC.
If you love seafood, pull up anchor and set sail for Hy-Vee's annual fish and seafood sale. Get a whale of a deal on all your favorites for Lent. Salmon, tuna, trout, and catfish. Seafood lovers shrimp, crab legs, and lobster mac and cheese. Eating seafood twice a week has major health benefits. Count on Hy-Vee to sell only the freshest seafood backed by the Responsible Choice Guarantee. All hands on deck for the annual seafood sale going on now at Hy-Vee.
One thing I love doing is going to Hy-Vee. I love going up and down the aisles and finding everything I need. But sometimes we're just very busy. With 2 girls in high school right now, we are swamped. So we use Hy-Vee's aisles online. I go to the Hy-Vee app or at Hy-Vee.com. I choose the store I want, I select my items, and then Hy-Vee does all the shopping for me. All I have to do is pick it up or, better yet, have it delivered to my home. So I'm going to save time and I'm going to save money. What could be better? Only at Hy-Vee.
Want to make the most of your tax refund? File with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They help you get your biggest refund, and then we help you do more with it. With a personalized plan designed to help you hit your money goals. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I built this business the old-fashioned way. Hard work and a whole lot of spreadsheets.
Yeah, about that, I upgraded us to Odoo. Odoo puts everything we need, sales, inventory, accounting, on one connected platform. No more juggling systems, no more headaches.
So it all works together?
Exactly.
Odoo is the all-in-one business software that makes running and passing on a business easier than ever. Take your business into the next generation. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
DQ presents the Spicy Menu. For a limited time, try the new Flamethrower Chicken Strip Basket for $6.99 with spicy, bold strips that heat you up. Served with a side of famous DQ soft serve as a dip to cool you down. That's right, dip those spicy chicken strips right into soft serve. Plus fries and toast, all for just $6.99. And add a new pineapple lemonade sparkler or cooler made with tahini. It's the limited time only Spicy Menu. Get it delivered in the DQ app. Happy tastes good. Participation may vary.
Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. Visit AnthonyPHC.com today.
Keep your home warm and your furnace running strong with expert HVAC care from Anthony. Celebrate our 75th anniversary. Get $75 off a furnace tune-up. Book now at AnthonyPHCE.com.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Here's your traffic report on 96.5 The Fan.
A couple of crashes to watch for about in the same area. 35 southbound just past 95th. It is the right lane blocked. And then further down, we've got the multi-car crash working. 435 westbound as you approach K10. Left lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan.
Rob, I would say that this week I've been filling in for Sirius in the morning, so I've kind of had some long days, but, you know, the job's the job. It's very funny because just having certain conversations in like a national sense and then coming here and having it with you, I just see the differences. So Rob asked me, he's like, you know, it's kind of a slow week. There's not a lot going on. You know, what have people really been talking about? You would know the biggest topic the first 3 days of the week? It's been NBA tanking. Like, by far and away, the biggest thing people want to talk about. Like, everybody has an opinion on it. Everybody has a solution on what they think NBA tanking should be. You guys are not interested in that in the least bit, not even a little bit interested in NBA tanking. But, Rob, this week, that has been by far and away the number one story.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, you have Adam Silver speaking about it prominently. He gave like a 4-minute answer at Media Day for the All-Star Weekend. You have now former Mavs owner Mark Cuban speaking on it. it's a thing that is impacted across all sports. Right now, it's just a problem in the NBA, but it is going to be, if it not has been a problem everywhere else. Like it, I'm not surprised that tanking in the NBA has become the biggest story in sports.
This is usually the part of the show where we talk about movies and TV shows that we are watching. Rob, tomorrow we are going to get the first look at season 3 of House of the Dragon. I'm very excited about that.
Are you? That
I
show
am. I am excited for season. I like the show. I just thought that they paced season 2 incorrectly.
I agree.
But I've heard a lot of positive things about this other spinoff of Game of Thrones. It's getting really, really high reviews. I'm not ready to kind of switch shows right now. I'm in the middle of watching The Pit. Please don't spoil The Pit for me. I hate when I say what show I'm watching and then people just run to try to spoil it for me. But yeah, I'm really enjoying The Pit right now. It took me a couple episodes to kind of get a feel for it, but I'm very much into it right now.
There's a lot of shows coming back that I like. I mean, I'm watching Hijack right now.
That's what Idris Elba, right?
Yeah, I'm watching season 2 of that. I'm watching the latest season of Shrinking. Paradise is coming back. Like, I am intrigued by the Knights. It has a name, the new Game of Thrones show.
Yeah, I watched that once I finished.
It's just on the back burner right now for me. It's not high on my to-do list, but I have heard good things.
You know what my group chat has been talking a lot about? Cross. Cross has been a very popular show.
I do not know what that is. What's Cross?
It's on Amazon Prime. It's with Aldous Hodge, Voodoo Tatum.
Oh,
it's like an action show.
Yes. I know. I'm aware of that.
I haven't seen it, but I have seen a lot of my friends. They're watching it.
It popped up on my suggested recently. I have not started. I didn't know anything about it.
Apple TV. They just gave me a free year of Apple TV because of the MLS. Do you want me to give it to you?
I got that same email.
Oh, you did? You already have it.
I use that every year.
You just have Apple TV for free.
No, that link is the MLS package only.
I don't get to watch all the. Oh, so I can just give that to somebody? All right, well, never mind. I thought I got all of it. I was excited about everything. What do I need this MLS package for?
Or at least that's how it's been in the past. I already have Apple TV. I get the code.
It just unlocks the next portion of it. Okay. All right. Well, never mind. I'm just gonna give it to my friend. I don't need it. I'm okay. Someone on the text line asked, Rob, are you watching the new Love is Blind?
I am not. Do you know what show I hear a lot about that I've never started? Traitors.
Yeah, that's a really popular show.
It's wildly popular.
I haven't seen it. I know kind of the concept of it, but I don't think I'll ever watch that show. Honestly, I would be into Love is Blind. This is what got me out of Love is Blind. As somebody who watched the first 2 seasons, it just drags on for too long. They spend the first 5 episodes in the pods. Bro, I'm not that interested. I don't want 5 hours of this. I liked it when it was an episode and a half. It's an episode and a half, and now let's move on. You like this person, and let's see if it's going to work. But I felt like they were just dragging it out. I couldn't do it. Someone mentioned Heated Rivalry. I have heard of that. I'm a little interested in that. What's Heated Rivalry about?
This is the first I'm hearing about it. Let me do a little Googles here.
Yeah, I heard about the show, but I haven't seen the show. Like right now, like I said, I'm in the middle of just watching one, and I just haven't moved on. It's got an 8.9 on IMDb.
I also was on a movie kick this last weekend.
So it's gotta be good.
Like I finally saw Marty Supreme.
It's a sports romance show.
What?
I don't know. I'm a little confused what it's about. 2 rival hockey stars at the top of their game face an unexpected challenge when they develop feelings for each other, which complicate their careers. Oh, goodness. That's an interesting idea for a television show. It's only 6 episodes in, so I might give it a chance.
His and Hers on the text line. I loved His and Hers.
I did watch His and Hers.
So the text line says MLS is just a regular Apple TV now, so that your code is just regular Apple TV.
You sure?
The text line's never been wrong.
Okay.
Like how Rashee Rice said top tier receiver in the league.
Okay. I didn't know. I had absolutely no clue. I always like doing this segment at the end of the show. It just lets me know what people are watching, what they're doing. Because soon we're not going to have any time to watch television. We're just going to watch Royals baseball all night. So I try to get the shows in now while I can.
Yeah, you're definitely watching 162 Royals games this year.
Every single game. I'm locked in.
You should never watch. You should listen.
For sure. Especially when they play day games. When they play day games, don't watch it on TV. That's what we really need a code for. Let's hit somebody up from the Royals. Give me a code for MLB.TV. That's what I need the code for. Give me all the Royals games for free. We'll be passing them out. That'd be a really good radio promotion. We honestly have our highest ratings ever. Hey, we're going to give you a free year of Royals games. Call the phone line. Ratings through the roof. All right, we'll be back tomorrow.